Hello, everybody. It's Thursday night, so you know what that means. It's another great For the Homies podcast. I am
Yes,
Phantom
sir.
X. I am along with MMA-KREESE, Big Dog Jake, and a special guest we will get to in a minute. Kreese, how's it going, my brother?
What's going on, people? What's going on? You know the drill. It's a Thursday night. You could have been here anywhere, and now you're here. So everybody tune in. Thank you. Like the stream. Big Dog, how you feel, my man?
Kreese, Phantom, I'm doing well, thank you. It's always good to be here, regardless of how my week is going, regardless of how my day is going. A couple hours leading up to the show, I'm always excited talking about what we're going to be speaking about, bringing up tabs to show people, talking to you guys, getting excited, ready for the show to launch. And I'm doing well. I love being here. I love hanging with you guys. Love being with my homies and doing the show. And I'm going to throw it over to you, Phantom, real quick to introduce our special guest, who I'm very excited is here with us. And we're doing something very special this evening with Isaac. So, Phantom, if you would, please.
So, everybody knows this guy. He is a memer extraordinaire. He's actually losing his streaming virginity tonight, being up on the homies for the first time ever. He is the one. He is the only. He's the man. He is the myth. He is the legend. Isaac, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the podcast.
Hell, I'm happy to be here. It's an honor to be here with you guys tonight, be with the chat, be on this great channel. I'm just happy to be a part of it. Excited to go over these topics tonight. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Let's jump right into it.
Happy to have you here.
Let's jump into it. What's our first, Kreese?
Okay, guys. So we're gonna get all the boring stuff out of the way. We're gonna talk about politics. Yeah. I know. I can hear you in the comment section right now, right now. So definitely we're gonna be talking about some Kamala Harris news, because that lady's been all over. Her and her running mate have been a walking L lately for the last 1 to 2 weeks already. So I mean, let's just go over with her first. Her first interview with CNN. How did you boys feel about that? When she came up? I'm gonna give it to Isaac first. How you feel about that, bro?
It was weak. It was a weak experience. I have no idea how she thinks she's going to hold up against President Trump on the debate stage following this. If she needs someone to hold her hand to a easily pitched interview from the mainstream media, it was weak. And I just don't know how they're going to follow this up with anything, with any image of strength, or as they like to say, joy, from the Harris campaign. So I really don't know. So back to you.
I had to say it was one of the most funniest, weakest, so stupid. Now I can see why his family went over and endorsed Trump.
Oh my gosh! If for no other reason than to just let other people see and just kind of have it around, I'm just going to go ahead and pull that up. This posted from Benny Johnson on Instagram. Benny Johnson saying, breaking: the entire family of Kamala Harris running mate Tim Walz just endorsed Trump. This is the greatest troll of the 2024 election. As you can see, ages, let's say maybe late 40s to what is probably near 90 years of age. Where not only do they have a Trump flag and banner behind them, but they also are wearing
the last name
unique shirts that say Waltz for Trump, the Waltz family endorsing Donald Trump, which
that is the biggest L.
It's a massive L. And like Benny said, this is the greatest troll of the 2024 election. As far as trolls go, it'd be very hard to top this. And it's only a troll in the sense that Walt's entire family has decided that they are not for him.
We ain't rocking with you, player.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this is there's the only way that this could possibly be topped is if Barron Trump came out at a Kamala Harris rally right after whomever was up on stage twerking rather, probably tweaking also, and then went to the mic and ripped off Hulk style his jacket and revealed like a Kamala Harris for president shirt. That'd be the only way this would be done.
Yeah, like his dad is paying his tuition. He ain't stupid. Like,
And hail, Nerd Slap. It's great to see you, man. Great to see you back.
Yeah. I think my opinion, like her, for just starting with the interview, like I saw glimpses of it. It looked like she is not ready to run the country. Like half the stuff that she wants to do, she can do it right now. I still don't understand what's the problem. How come she can't do quote unquote no taxes for tips or whatever? You know, she could go ahead and do that right now. She's the vice president. You know, that's another way you can kind of get get people on your side if you go ahead and do that. The thing that Trump wants to do right now. Don't understand that. And then also his family. This is just funny. When I saw this yesterday, I said, "Phantom, we have to talk about this, dude. We gotta talk about this because this is a walking L right here." It just shows you the Democratic Party, or AKA the Jackass Party, like I said, is panicking right now as we speak. Like they can't keep on hiding this. Like people don't know who Kamala Harris is or whatever. And yeah, like you go college campuses, you're going on the street, they don't know who she is. And I don't know if that's a good thing or if that's a bad thing. So, you know, how do you guys feel about that?
Well, I mean, look what they did towards Trump on Monday, attacking him because he was at Arlington.
Yeah, saying that he was desecrating sacred ground or hallowed ground. He's the former commander-in-chief. Also, he's the only commander-in-chief who did not send more young men and women to go die in a foreign land. The only one in the history of our country. I understand our country is quite young, roughly 250 years old, but we are about to elect our 47th president, about our 30th unique president. And he's the only one who has not sent more men and women to go die in a foreign land for any reason. If any president, current or former, who's non-military, let's say, let's not include like Eisenhower, for instance. If any president deserves to be able to go to Arlington, place a wreath in honor of the fallen, and not be lambasted for it in such a shitty way, it would be him.
Well, also you got to think, it was the Gold Star parents that invited not only him, but Joe Biden and Kamala, and only Trump showed up. And they were whining and moaning because the camera's there, but they invited the camera crew there too.
Right. And not only that, not only did they not show up, it was confirmed this week that Biden and Kamala Harris responded and said they were not going to go, specifically because Trump was there. So they weren't just no-shows. They responded saying, no, we're not going. And numerous Gold Star families, for those of you that don't know, a Gold Star family is a family that has lost someone at war, whether they be a soldier, sailor, airman, Marine, who has died in combat. Those are Gold Star families.
So, Isaac, how do you feel about that, my man?
I have to say, obviously, the left seemingly wants to politicize everything when they talk about unity and things of the such, when, in fact, it doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat. If you are serving in office as president, you should be showing up for our fallen servicemen and women. And politics are irrelevant in something like that, truly. And it just shows, politics aside, where true leadership resides, who is fit to lead our country. And I think it speaks for itself. Actions speak louder than words, as they say. So it's my take on that.
Indeed, I agree. And much like when you are president, whomever you are, you have certain duties that you should be attending to, whether it be standing with Gold Star families and placing a wreath in Arlington National Cemetery. I believe that as citizens of the United States, whether you're for the current president or not, as citizens, we should respect the office. As much as I dislike Biden, as much as he and his family, for those who don't know, I live in Delaware, as much as he and his family have done a number of things that I disagree with, to put it mildly, and I feel it's a poor representation of us as a people in the United States and of my state. I don't like him, certainly, but I at the very least respect the office of the president, of the commander-in-chief, of the chief executive of our nation. And I feel that everybody should, at the very least, respect the office, because that's what it is. We're not respecting the man. We're respecting the office.
Well said.
I mean, I don't want to go on a tangent, but, attacking Trump for going and at least having the balls to go there. Unlike that just shows, it's like, well, I don't like Lindsey Graham. He's gay.
You can't be a Southern man that old and still be single and not a widow.
Exactly.
Be straight. So
The truth
So
hurts.
he said on Handy the other night that speak volumes that people, other countries around the world that are our enemies saw both Harris and Biden not show up.
Yep.
They're jokes. These last 4 years, a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They rigged the election. I'm gonna say it. I don't give a shit. They rigged the election. They got Biden in. Biden went downhill quickly. Now they try to take Trump out by a bullet. They try to put him in prison. They've tried all this shit, and what has happened? It failed every freaking time. It failed every damn time.
And real quick, Phantom, if I may, before you continue, because I do want you to continue, you can say rig the election, because there is such a thing as this. This was published by Time Magazine. It's quite a long article, as you can see, a 35-minute read. But this straight up says, as it says in the title, the secret history of the shadow campaign that saved the 2020 election. Over the course of this roughly 35-minute read, they straight up admit to the amount of fortification and the shadow campaign that and all the strategies that they utilized, not just to elect Joe Biden, but very specifically make sure that Trump doesn't win. Because when it comes to two different parties and you want one of them to win, it's not necessarily about making the party that you care about win. Sometimes it's more important to make sure that the party that you don't want to win loses. And this is exactly what this is. This is exactly. So you can say that they rigged the election, because rigged, for all intents and purposes, means a shadow campaign. An open conspiracy. I mean, it was open when they published this article. An open conspiracy to make sure that Trump lost. Continue, Phantom, please.
And so they got Biden in there. He completely fucked over the American people. We went from being energy independent to begging other countries for fuel,
for resources,
gas, every fucking thing. So I'm gonna say this right now to the people who are gonna vote for Kamala Harris: you're fucking retarded.
Agreed.
You're 110% fucking retarded.
Certified.
Yeah. Can I say something real quick, and I'll give it right back to you, Phantom?
Go ahead.
So by this funeral, right? It just shows you that they hate Trump that badly. They hate him that badly to where they can't even put it aside to, hey, you know what? All right, Trump, I'll meet you there. We don't got to talk with each other. We could just keep it business-like or whatever, but they just showed you that they hate that man so much. They can't even put it to the side. And that's really sad because I know if it was any other president, if it was like Bush or Barack Obama or Reagan or like Carter or any of them or Daddy Bush, the other side would have showed up with them during election time. So it just shows you how we fallen.
Oh yeah. And every living president would have showed up as well, from Carter up to now.
Well, also, if you guys haven't seen it, but Tom Cotton was on CNN, I believe, a few days ago, and CNN. So he was on there and he was talking about how when the bodies of the fallen came back from Afghanistan, it was a transfer of, I don't know the technical term,
dignified transfer.
Yeah,
dignified transfer. It happens in my state. It happens at Dover Air Force Base, the largest Air Force base in the Western Hemisphere. My state, that Air Force Base receives the bodies of those who fall overseas. As the largest morgue in the world.
Mm-hmm. So Harris was not there. No. And the CNN reporter shut him down. Oh, she was there. She was there. And guess what CNN had to do? A couple of days later, they had to backpedal. Why? Yep. Because she wasn't fucking there.
Yeah.
Dude, she hasn't been to anything where Trump is at. Like she's never gonna go. Like, they just agreed that they will do the debate on September the 4th or whatever. Like, it's gonna be Tuesday. I mean, Tuesday or something like that.
And I want to speak on that real quick, Kreese, because if you guys know that the past number of weeks, even longer, but especially the past number of weeks, Kamala has been deflecting and denying and throwing off. It came out that she had demands that she gave to ABC, which were she wanted the debate to be seated. She wanted the questions to be primed ahead of time, and she wanted notes. So you couldn't just walk up with yourself to a bare podium. She wanted to be a lowered podium in a chair with notes, with pre-primed questions. And ABC was like, no.
We can't do that.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, exactly. We run interference for you.
Do that.
Constantly, we run interference for you. But this is too far. And you know what? ABC probably did it because they were like, look, if you showed up with a stack of papers to a table with pre-prepared questions, not only would we have to announce that these questions were given ahead of time, not only would we have to announce that notes have been taken and your answer have been prepared, but also Trump would just show up with himself. He would just show up barehanded, sit down, fold his hands, and just fire back at everything. Also, hello, Anna, mi amor. That's my fiance, Anna. For those of you that don't know, I'm so happy you showed up. So great to see you, baby.
Yeah. So guys, keep an eye on the channel. Sorry for that. Keep an eye on the channel. There's going to be a special video coming out in the next couple of days of this big lug that's down below me and his beautiful woman. So just keep an eye out on that. It's coming soon.
Nice.
On that, like, before we move on to the next subject, I'm glad that you said that, Jake. Basically, if the mainstream media is telling you, like, listen, Heffa, Kamala, we can't do that. Like, we will lose credibility. Even for ourselves, like,
Did they have it in the first place?
We don't have enough credibility as it is, but we can't give the rest of our power up.
Dude, I think it's hilarious that she was like bitching and moaning because she wants it to keep it where the mics don't get turned off while they're debating, like it did with him and Joe. She bitched about it, and it's still going to be that way. And they were like, they weren't going to do the debates unless they did the way she wanted it. But they already agreed to the fucking terms of the debate. That's just so funny.
Yeah, they agreed to the terms because ABC was like, no, we're not going to be seated. There hasn't been a presidential debate where people have been seated. A. And B, no, we're not going to let you bring notes with pre-prepared answers off the dome. Okay,
you have to do it off your dome, like, because you already know Trump. He's probably only going to bring one note. Like if he can bring a note, he's going to bring like the names of the lists of people that died because of her and Joe Biden's like.
It's going to be 13 names of Marines and airmen that died in that explosion.
Well, also. She was whining and bitching and moaning about because Trump wants to bring the Gold Star families there. He wants them to be in the audience, and she doesn't want that.
Because the withdrawal of Afghanistan
was the most horrible thing.
Died. It was easily the most horrible thing that happened to the United States, specifically during Biden's presidency. And if it's going to be spoken about, all 13 of those Gold Star families should be there. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
I totally agree.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to say regarding that, Isaac?
I just have to say, I think this goes to show if she can't stand on her own 2 feet to take on a political candidate, how is she fit to lead a nation? If she needs training wheels put on by the mainstream media, she can't prop herself up on her own. She always needs someone to hold her hand, and when she gets cornered, she cackles her way out of it in a panic fit. So, I just think I hope voters see this and vote accordingly.
And real quick, Kreese, I know we're going to move on to the next topic, but I just wanted to show everybody, in case you guys don't know as well, to wrap this up. President Vladimir Putin of Russia, the Russian Federation, openly came out this week and endorsed Kamala Harris. Now, I want that for a second.
He wants that number. He wants that WW3, man.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And I want that to sink in for a second. And while I read, this video was from RT, which is a Russian news outlet, or at very least Russian-funded news outlet, retweeted by James Woods, famous actor, saying Vladimir Putin endorses Kamala Harris with a smirking grin, barely able to hide his glee at the prospect. This is only about a 1-minute video. I'd like us to watch this.
If we can name a favorite candidate, it used to be Joe Biden, but now he's not participating in the election campaign, and he recommended to all his allies to support Ms. Harris. So that is what we are going to do. So it was, well, he said that we should, that is why we should also do that. Well, her laugh, she's laughing, her laugh is so fascinating. It means that everything is good, and if everything is good, it means that, for instance, if we're speaking about Joe Biden, there are so many sanctions against Russia introduced, and if everything is good with Ms. Harris, maybe she'll refrain herself from such measures, or maybe she'll change them. So in the end, it will be the choice of the US people, and we will respect this choice.
So everybody just absorb that. As Ebola said in the chat, he's choosing the least scary and feared nominee. True. I certainly think, and I'm sure our panel here thinks, that Kamala Harris is the least scary and least feared of the presidential nominees. But also, it would facilitate what Vladimir Putin's, I believe, plans are for his last years of his life, which is he wants to, at the least in concept, kind of reunify, if you will, the Soviet Union. And we know he's ill, and we know he's old. We know he doesn't have more than, let's say, 5 years. Let's say 5 years. And electing a Democrat, this used to be different just 20 years ago. But nowadays, electing a Democrat means war. Electing a Republican means no war. And he knows for a fact, because as people like to make fun of, which is baffling to me, Russia didn't invade Ukraine under Trump. They did it under Biden. And they think, well, because Trump's a Russian agent, Trump was funded by Russia, Putin's the reason he got elected, et cetera, and so forth. No, that's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. That wasn't posturing.
It was proven. It was proven bullshit.
It was proven. It was proven. We have statements speaking to that, affirming that. And not only is she not scary, she's not intimidating. She seems like she's either drunk or she has some type of nervous tic, like constantly. And it's come out that her White House staffers, not only do they have a massive turnover rate, but say for a fact that, yes, she does drink before public appearances and after public appearances as well, which is insane. But she would absolutely do the DNC's will and do something like officially move U.S. troops into Ukraine, which would, no question, the moment a toe of a boot steps across the border from like Poland or Romania into Ukraine, kick off World War III.
Well, also, you got to look at it this way too. When it comes to her, we already know she can't even manage the border.
No,
she can't. She can't.
As border czar, she was never there.
Yeah. So, okay, we're gonna have to put this. We went a little too far. We went a little too far. But when you talk of politics, you go into the rabbit hole. So let's bring it back to some internet news. I'm assuming Mr. Star Wars Explain try to go at our boys. They try to go at G&G, Neurotic, and Ryan Kennel, Critical Drinker, and you know what? He got a big old fail because YouTube said like, no, you have no case or whatever. Yep. So how you guys feel about that?
God,
go ahead, Phantom. You first. I'm just bringing up some visual aids.
So when this shit went down, a lot of us in the fellowship, myself, Isaac, and a lot of other people, we just went out and we were like, what the fuck? Myself, I went to Molly. I can't. What's her last name?
Her name is Molly Damon. And I just plain out asked Team YouTube, this woman is a liar. She's going after G&G and many other YouTubers because they do not share the same opinions about certain things. This is all about the acolyte failing, people. Remember this. And they're blaming Jeremy and them for a show that was terrible. Myself, Kreese, and Isaac can testify. The 100%. only episode that was halfway decent was episode 5 because it had less dialogue and people died. It was in fact the only episode that after the watch party in the GCA, shout out to the GCA, it was the only episode that after the watch party was over and I came into the chat as you guys were discussing it, people wanted to show me clips of what happened. It was the only one. Every single other one was just, as always, complaining about how bad the show was. But at least that one had that episode had something to it. There were fights and people were dying. Interesting stuff. Like stuff that matters, stuff that people care about.
So when we were calling it out, she started blocking us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got blocked instantly. Like before I even got to type or whatever, like I got blocked. Like I was like, oh man, this is racist. Stopping the black man from speaking. Okay, I see how it is.
Oh yeah. If you guys want to read what she wrote here in this tweet, it's very simple. I mean, hell, I'll even retweet it after the show.
You could just like give us like the ground.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's one particular part where she calls out certain people.
Yes.
And
so
that's the main thing that needs to be read.
What I'll do is I'll read the opening paragraph, I'll read the final paragraph, and I'll just hit a couple of spots in between. So her statement is as follows. Dear Team YouTube, Last week, actor Amanda Stenberg, parenthetical she/they, posted candid comments to Instagram about the quote rampage of bigotry and vitriol that she has experienced since leading the cast of The Acolyte, the latest addition to the Star Wars universe. I assume she means leaving. I'm not sure if she meant leading, but we'll see. Stenberg's experience is not new. In fact, this known tactic was initially provoked by former Breitbart news editor Milo Yiannopoulos, who aggressively targeted Ghostbusters actor Leslie Jones under the guise of, quote, film criticism, end quote. After prolonged insults against her Ghostbusters character resulted in harassment against Jones on Twitter, Yiannopoulos claimed Jones was, quote, playing the victim, end quote, when she called for action against the harassment. The aggressive gaslighting of Jones' experience resulted in Yiannopoulos being banned from Twitter. She then goes on to list in a section called The Facts how Geeks and Gamers, RK Outpost, Nerdrotic, Critical Drinker have basically gone on these massive, what she claims to be massive targeted harassment campaigns, going so far as to state that these channels
they give us way too much credit.
Saying that these channels specifically have made
Isaac, you getting a little feedback.
business reusing prolonged insults against marginalized actors featured in Star Wars. She finishes off by saying that, quote, we understand that YouTube has an important role to play in promoting free speech. However, anything after this is bullshit. Content uploaded by Geeks and Gamers, RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic is not, quote, opinion or criticism. It is prolonged, targeted harassment against women of color. We urge YouTube to enforce its community guidelines and demonetize these channels immediately and permanently. Thank you. May the force be with you. That is appalling. That is appalling. Rewriting Ripley Pod jumped on as well, saying basically verbatim what the lady said. A handful of YouTubers that jeopardize the safety of our community and the creatives we love for too long. This is unreal. I mean, was it last week or the week before when a literal targeted harassment campaign got Jay, Drunk 3PO, demonetized, although he got his stuff back? Geeks and
and he hit 100,000. Yeah.
And he hit 100,000.
Massive shout out to Jay.
Yes.
Yeah, he had 100,000 subscribers because of this happening. So congratulations, Mr. Jay. You deserve it, bro. Like, you know. Yes, you do, brother.
Jay is the best of us. That's for sure. He's the best.
I agree with Jay. So Jake, out of all this, who decided to stick his damn fucking nose into the shit?
I am. Look, we have unfortunately had to mention this person a few times because, oh gosh, I really vehemently dislike this person. But we've spoken about him, I think, the past 3 episodes of the podcast.
Oh, that bastard! Do we really have to bring him up?
Well, we can bring him up insofar as just showing his tweet because he had to pile on because this is the only way he's going to get any notice. Grayson of Minute Nerd News, the he/him double deficit dyslexia, every child matters, Orange Heart, pay attention to Orange, and Free Palestine has decided to jump on the bandwagon as well. Yeah.
Hey, Isaac, don't you have a checklist for that, sir? Like for all those things?
I think I do. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's appropriate for right now, but yeah, definitely.
No, we can't put that checklist on here.
Yeah,
no, we can't put it on there.
I gotta say, I think this individual certainly hits a lot of the boxes. Let's just say so. Regarding some of those things.
At the very least, they're a pronoun.
About this racist thing, real quick. Hold on, fam. Before you, I just want to know with this whole entire racist thing, like. Do they take breaks? Cause when Blade was in theaters, like no one didn't care. Like when Black Panther was in theaters, the racists just happened to disappear. when
$1 billion
Denzel
film.
Washington
$1 billion film.
Yeah.
when Denzel Washington is on the screen, like no one didn't care about Gladiator 2, but everybody says we're showing up for Denzel Washington. Like, you know, the racism is just like, they just disappear. Like,
I'll tell you what.
So
I've never been in a movie theater where Denzel Washington has appeared on screen and some old white guy stood up and said, "That's it. I'm tired of coloreds being in my movie." No, he's Denzel Washington. He's a good actor. Come on.
yeah,
Goodness gracious. Sophie's with us. Denzel the GOAT. He is the best of us indeed.
he is the GOAT.
Hell yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, like, when these crazy folks with like Star Wars Explained and all these other guys, they're just jealous, man. The thing is, like, yeah, they can like get the other people, like all the normies, when it comes to fandom, but they're always going to be second best to like a Star Wars theory. Like, they hate Star Wars theory. He's the when it comes to Star Wars, he's the GOAT or whatever, and they hate that they'll always be number 2. It's like, also you got people like Critical Drinker. They hate that he's sarcastic and he can pull a whole entire crowd. One video, he gets more views than their whole entire show. You got Jeremy and Geeks and Gamers, like, just like killing it. Ryan Kendall. You got Ripper that's taking over the comic book universe. These people hate those guys because you know what? They don't got the creativity bone. They know they don't. So,
and even recently,
it's crazy, man.
Even recently, they went really hard after Geeks and Gamers, and Jeremy specifically getting
a year ago.
Was it his channel or was his video?
It was his main. It was the main Geeks and Gamers channel got monetized for 24 hours by mistake. And these people, Jake, show the picture of Star Wars Explained for a second. So
of Star Wars Explained, okay.
So it was after this. So these people was doing they were celebrating on streams. They were hooping and hollering, and then within 24 hours, Jeremy got the monetization back, and these people were pissed.
Lost it.
They
How can you do it?
Lost their shit.
Yeah, this comment does not violate. It's fine, but yeah, we can real quick. We can pull up Star Wars Explained. The lady that we just spoke about. Excuse me, the lady that we just spoke about, Molly Damon. It's her and her husband, correct? That run Star Wars Explained. That's these two on the left here. That's those two right here. This is Molly Damon. This is Alex. I would imagine Damon, up there on stage. I think that's 2019. And man,
the thing
look,
is,
they're not sending their best, guys. They're not sending their best.
No. They're paid shills. They're paid shills. And
you know how you can tell they're paid shills? We know very well that the left likes to say that masculinity, working out, being in shape, good work ethic, that's like white supremacy, that it's toxic, that it's like conservative or even Nazism. Look, if good work ethic, if working out means I'm a conservative and I love George Lucas Star Wars, then so be it. I want to be the gentleman on the left. We know who the gentleman on the left is.
Well, that's
Star Wars theory. You know who the two people on the right are? First off, that's Alex in the Leia costume, and holding his chain is his wife Molly from Star Wars Theory. I don't want to be a part of these people. Oh, excuse me, Wayfair. I apologize. It's her and her cuck. Correct. It is.
Yes.
It is. And you can call me a fascist, a conservative, right wing. I don't care. I'd rather be Star Wars Theory.
Jay, go look at her Twitter.
Do you want to know what's the crazy part? Jeremy has tried to reach out to them to talk to them, like, yo, bro, like, what's the beef? You know what I'm saying? Like, handing it out as adults, and they just don't want to talk with them, or whatever.
And if you notice, she does have pronouns in bio as well. Just feel the need to point that out.
She is very much a pib. She, her.
All the flags. everything.
Yeah.
Her.
It's Isaac's checklist.
It's a lot of the
And
check
these are-
boxes, yes.
The red, the purple, and the blue. That's the bisexual. That's the bisexual pride colors.
Oh,
And considering that she's
Hey, at least she's not inconsistent. She's not. She doesn't have the Palestine flag, so it won't conflict with her. You know, like what she likes and everything.
Yes,
You know,
I guess that's true.
Now, let me say this right now. This is not us condoning anybody going over. Don't go attack them.
yeah, don't mess with them. Don't mess with them.
engage them. If
Yes,
you have
no.
to say anything to them, be nice, be polite. You'll probably
Yes.
get blocked. If you get
Yeah.
blocked, where that is a badge of honor, I do. Isaac does. A lot of us do.
exactly.
Because these fuckers,
They can't handle debate.
they hate us.
Yes.
Why do they
Yeah.
hate us? Because we know what's good and what's terrible.
Right.
Yeah.
And like we're doing right now, although we're using visual aids, we're discussing it amongst ourselves. But I will reiterate again, as Ebola is saying, as we're all saying, do not go out and attack anyone. Do not target anyone. Do not harass anyone. We're discussing this amongst ourselves. We're using visual aids to show who the people who hate us are. Don't hold hate in your heart for anybody. Don't hold animosity towards anybody. You ain't got time for that. Don't let them live rent free in your head. Just let's laugh about it. Let's talk about it. Then we move on.
Because the thing is, like, every time when they mess up, there's more people that end up joining the fellowship even more. Like, that's another wave of people. Like sometimes I'll be laughing at them. They still don't get it. Like, you guys are dumb. Like, our haters are dumb, man. Like, they are the most dumbest people on earth. Or whatever.
Wonderful Eric July says, monetize your haters. Monetize
Absolutely.
your haters.
Monetize your haters.
And as their
So,
side
yeah.
fractures and disagrees even more, the 199 grows and grows and grows.
Absolutely.
So,
Exactly. Don't do what they do. Exactly.
Don't stoop to their level. Be the bigger
brother.
person. We have peaceful discourse. That's all we ever seek. We can agree to disagree, and that's how we have peaceful discourse amongst us.
Shout out to Epic Mike. Just point laugh at these retards. That's all you can do.
yeah.
That's all you gotta fucking do.
They're not smart, man. Boy, yeah. Is that it? Do you guys have anything else before we move on to our next segment?
No, because I'm
pretty set.
I just think it's funny. Like myself and Kreese and a few others, we had to do with this left wing fucktard the other night. Then we deal with this today. This going on for the last couple of days. It's like, man, you motherfuckers are fucked up. Oh, shout out to ABF. And
shout out ABF.
I got something to play.
Hail
One of
ABF.
these days, these boots are gonna walk all
Hey, baby.
over you.
You got girlfriend Vietnam? Not just this minute.
Yeah.
Well, baby, me so horny. Me so horny.
You keep lying.
Me love
and
you
you're
long
the
time.
I'm sorry, ABF. I might have to start calling you Private Joker, man, because
I might. I love
Just a-
that you're. Oh my god.
Just a sarcastic shout out to the hashtag cancel ABF campaign as a result of him forcing us to watch terrible shows against our will.
No, I will not stand for cancel ABF.
It's all in love.
man.
ABF is the best of us, and he holds our community together here. So we appreciate
Yeah,
it. We
ABF is amazing.
We appreciate the whole GCA, frankly.
We do.
Great group of people here and there.
Yeah.
ABF is like one of the most coolest dudes ever. Like, y'all guys, shout out to the GCA. They're amazing. So definitely. So,
docket.
oh, Lord, damn it. Is that damn cow coming out again? Phantom,
Shout out.
I think it's time for
Hey,
trailer trash.
This week we're going to Isaac's farm.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Only the best ABF. Yeah, let's real quick.
Damn
knock
cow.
on for Isaac.
The absolute.
Which one?
Oh, man. So, for our first trailer, the man, the myth, the legend, actually, like the founder of Marvel, he's actually having a documentary going on for him being, I was like almost like Marvel being 85 years, something like that. So what do you got? We're gonna play this trailer for Stan Lee or whatever. We're gonna play it all the way through, and then we're gonna talk about the stuff that we like or dislike, and we'll go from there.
Yes, indeed. So this trailer will commence in 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1.
Here's our special guest, Stan Lee.
Which one is your favorite?
Oh, gee, you know, that's almost like asking a parent who's his favorite child. I think I love them all.
I often look back at the early 60s in the famous Marvel bullpen with Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and Steve Ditko creating Spider-Man, the Avengers, the X-Men, and the Fantastic Four. House of Ideas. It's called that for a reason.
In the comic books and in the movies, story is always the most important element.
That's my secret, Cat. I'm always angry.
I'm always angry.
One thing I think that we've innovated is overlapping characters and stories.
What the hell are you guys?
Marvel is this massive canvas through which all of our humanity is explored.
People who have grown up with these comic books, they've known these characters for their whole lives.
To me, my X-Men.
And now there's this new generation meeting them for the first time.
Here you have the chance to be part of something much bigger than yourself.
Homo sapiens and their guns.
Team up. Can you imagine the fun, chaos? Shut up.
Oh my God.
The storytelling reaches to the heart of various age ranges and cultures.
Symbols are nothing without the women and men that give them meaning. Today, we look to the future.
I've always tried to do stories that the characters have human qualities anybody can relate to.
Let's go!
And of course, I can't leave without saying Excelsior.
All right, Pete to the goat.
RIP to the goat, baby. Uh-oh.
Oh, God. Oh, that looks shitty. That looks shitty.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
You had to
Very
end the trailer on that.
Look,
So, Isaac, how do you feel about this?
I mean, as a big fan of Stan Lee myself for as long as I can remember, I'm looking forward to that aspect. And I love the MCU up until a certain date. In regards to anything MCU for the last 5 or so years, I'm not really looking forward to seeing anything in regards to that. But we're talking 85 years of history here. There's a lot to dive into. And I hope they go heavily into the life of Stan Lee, his character. He was a very upstanding person. He was just a great model for a lot of us. So I think it's going to be worth a watch. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
And if real quick, if I may say, this is 2 weeks in a row. Last week, Marvel, or it might have been, or last week there was Christopher Reeves, that documentary. I know that's DC, but still, the week before that, there was the announcement of the John Williams documentary, which is Lucasfilm, but Disney. And then this week, it's Marvel, but still Disney, this documentary regarding Stan Lee. So that's a few weeks in a row where Disney has put out something that's actually good. Anyways, continue, guys.
So my thing is, I wonder if they're going to, in the documentary, are they going to, where Stan Lee, did that little deal with Toho over there for them to use Spider-Man and for, because Stan Lee brought the Power Rangers Super Sentai to America before the Power Rangers.
Mhm.
So
It's true. Before Saban did.
Yeah. Well, I know like Isaac has to leave in the next 10 minutes. Is there anything that you want to like? I know you said you wanted to talk about Reagan and plug something else too, man. Like, how do you feel?
Yeah, let's send this
the
over to you,
movie.
Isaac. Isaac, if you have any things
You got
that you
the
want to
floor.
talk about, let's do your outro. Spend as much time as you need.
Yeah, well, thank you. I've had a great time being on here. I appreciate spending the night with you guys and chat. And thank you, everyone, for showing up. It's I had a great time a few days ago seeing the Reagan movie starring Dennis Quaid. I'm not going to spoil anything. I do have a mostly spoiler-free review up on my channel where I lightly delve into it. And I personally highly recommend this movie, especially if you're into the politics of Hollywood and our nation as a whole.
Yes.
I truly enjoyed it. This is, and I don't say this lightly, this is the best film I've seen this year. It really hit me. There's some emotional moments. It's wonderful. So I recommend that. I've been covering that heavily lately.
Mm-hmm.
I'm planning on doing more short format videos such as that, and I'm just starting, here on YouTube, and we'll see where it goes. And it's been a great experience so far. So yeah, follow me on X and YouTube, Isaac_556 So
Yep.
I appreciate it.
His handle on Twitter is ISAAC556X45. There you can see how he listed on Twitter that he made a review of Reagan, a much needed film for a time such as this. You can see that his X is pinned here. And of course, as Isaac said, his YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Isaac, you just started making content. What are you going to be? What are your plans? Let's say for the next, 3 to 6 months. What do you plan on doing?
My plans are I'm going to try a few different things, a few different video formats. I'm going to talk mostly as I continue to do politics, pop culture, sprinkled in with, of course, my very devout religious beliefs and Christianity, and I talk about all sorts of things, theological, everything. Pretty much whatever strikes my interest in the moment, but while also trying to stay relevant. And it's a learning experience, but it's a good one. So I look forward to seeing what the future holds. So
we do appreciate you being up here, brother, and thank you
for
being your first time being up on stream for everybody to being up here with us. We do appreciate you guys. Isaac's links are in the description. They're the top in the description down below. So you guys make sure to go send Isaac some love on YouTube and his X. He's also in the GCA Discord. He's in our Discord. So go out there and show the man some love. He's a real good guy. He's a hell of a memer. So you guys go show the man some love.
Yes.
Thank you very much. It's been a great joy spending this evening with you guys and chat, and I look forward to speaking to you again. So I will catch you guys later.
Good luck watching that CD, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
God bless, and catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
God bless.
Good luck watching that DVD movie, man.
Isaac,
Peace out, bro.
everybody, give him a round of applause.
Take it easy, man.
I need to add a clap. I need to add a clap thing for this.
Yeah.
And Wayfair, don't worry. Isaac's links are in the description. The video right now. You can scroll down, click on the description. His links are right there.
Yep.
But we definitely could still talk about the Stan Lee thing.
Sure.
Yeah, we just have to plug that in because our guy was on a time limit, so we always respect our guest's time and ours. But definitely.
He's about to go. He's about to go get his eyes removed because he's going to go watch Rings of Power.
Yeah, like he talked about this DVD movie.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's talking about this DVD movie that ABF was going to show him, but anyway, definitely my thoughts on Stan Lee. I think that I will be excited for this documentary or whatever. I hope they kind of break it up into like maybe a 4 or 5 part doc or whatever.
Like 4 to 5 1-hour episodes.
Because
85 years.
85 2 hours ain't enough. So I'm with you, Chris.
Yeah. Because like the thing is, like I know Disney is not going to talk about his last years with them because like if you like even Stan Lee's daughter even said like he wasn't being treated well by people at the Disney Corporation.
And not only that, but
they-
like his care team, like nurses and occupational therapists and stuff, weren't being very kind to him in his last few years when he really needed that assistance. You know, like forcing him to sign autographs for an extended period of time when he's obviously uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, forcing him to, like, this is very unfortunate to say, but there was an instance where he was at a con and he was signing autographs and he really needed to go to the bathroom, but his nurse,
he went on himself.
would not, would not wheel him to the bathroom because they didn't want to waste like 15 minutes of him not signing autographs, which is just
disgusting.
Abhorrent.
He said he wanted to die at that event. He said that there's audio of him saying
there's video. Yeah. His last couple of years were not good or whatever. And like, you know, that's why like even his daughter and like, I think he only has a daughter. I'm not sure if he has any sons or whatever, but his daughter was his spokes. Yeah, it's like she said, like the Disney, like she doesn't really like I think there's trying to use his likeness or whatever for cameos without him or whatever. And like I think she's in charge of these. Yeah. So like I don't think they're gonna let them do it or whatever. I think she's going to court about that.
So what they've been doing lately, instead of showing Stan, they've been like naming streets after him, businesses after him.
Yeah.
That's how they're getting around it.
Yeah. Making allusions to his name.
Stan Lee, he's the GOAT. He is the GOAT. Think, you know, you gotta look at, you got Stan Lee, you got Jack Kirby, two of the greatest people in comic book. I mean, Kirby created nearly nearly 90% of the characters. Nearly. With Stan Lee. Right?
Yep.
Kirby went over to DC. He did the New Gods. He helped create
He gave his dark side.
Yeah. And so I mean, Stan Lee, I remember growing up and those Marvel cartoons, and you hear Stan Lee every time, man.
Yeah.
Excelsior, and it's like, God, he is missed. And there's something else a lot of people notice. After Stan Lee's death is when the wokeness really hit Marvel harder.
Yeah. Because he even said it like and a lot of these like quote unquote Marvel fans said like comic books always have political messaging. Well, Stan Lee disagrees with you, like, because he even said he said I kept my personal politics in the background. I didn't want it to be the main focus of the story. Of the focus point of the story. Yeah, there was things that, you know, I personally thought about, but I kept it in the background because I didn't want to beat people over the head with my personal politics. I just want to make comic books, but I want to make sure the reader is happy and everything, because, you know, heroes are for escapism. Is it crazy? Wouldn't Stan Lee be considered a bigot today by their standards or whatever? But, you know, hey, you know,
I'll tell you what, if Stan Lee were still alive today and Stan Lee were clear of mind enough to say something like you just said, Kreese, and a Twitter mob got started bashing Stan Lee, they're talking about like G&G and Nerdrotic and RK Outpost going after the Acolyte and actors in the Acolyte. Hell hath no fury if they were to go after Stan Lee, because you better believe we'd be mustering the Rohirrim, and it would be on. It would absolutely be on.
Like there will be a civil war inside the them threads.
Oh,
Straight
real
up.
Civil War. Real. You think the American Civil War was bad? You think the Civil War in the comic books were bad?
Okay,
Fuck with Stan Lee if he was alive. Fuck with him.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope this doc does good.
Yes, I
that
do
was a
too.
good
I hope it
tale.
does well also.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we can do the Dragon Ball one next. And this one we won't have audio, people, because Toei Animation, they are a real biz niche when it comes to the when you use their trailers or whatever, and their likeness of Goku and Luffy and all of them. So yeah, you can't have no sound on this one. But
and you know what?
Yeah, so
If it makes you guys feel any better, all of the dialogue, including the sung lyrics in the song, are in Japanese, and there's no subtitles. So,
yeah,
it'll give Kreese
Imagine
and
yourself
Phantom
there.
certainly- Yeah, just picture it. It'll give Kreese and Phantom plenty of stuff to talk about as he's playing. It's nearly 2 minutes, so we're just gonna play this muted. Kreese, Phantom, just go for it. Just go for it.
Oh yeah,
Toriyama's last project.
Last project, man.
This does look good though.
Akira Toriyama.
The animation is on
the animation
point.
looks- yes, the
It's
animation looks
popping.
very good. Very good.
I think this
At
comes
first,
out
I wasn't
in a
gonna
couple
watch
weeks.
this. Yeah.
Why is that, Kreese?
At first, I was. Yeah. Well, because I don't know. I'm not a fan of like the chibi like look or whatever. But since I found out that when Akira Toriyama passed away or whatever, I wanted to make sure, like, you know what, this is his last project. Even though I don't like the small Goku thing or whatever, I'll watch it for Akira Toriyama. This is his last project that he ever did. So, definitely want to pay homage to Sensei Toriyama. Even though he's smiling down from heaven, still shaking his head, wondering why you guys like his Dragon Ball series. He thinks it's the most overrated series ever.
Right.
Like,
it was something he just threw together that he thought was going to be the least popular. But
So also, some of these characters are from Dragon Ball Heroes. So
now that ties into something you said earlier, Phantom, which was when you guys told me what the trailer was. I was kind of confused for a second because when you guys said it was going to be like small Goku and things like that, I was like, so it's going to be like Dragon Ball when Goku was a child, basically. But you said no. You said this takes place in the GT universe, and instead of Goku being like Goku, for instance, literally being a child,
it's in the super universe.
In the super universe.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Instead of Goku, for instance, being a literal child like in the original Dragon Ball, it's him in the super universe, full size, full adult, but just like literally made small, like you said, Kreese, like chibi, made kind of like chibi.
Yeah.
Well, see, my understanding this is like a multiverse type thing, because that's what Dragon Ball Superheroes was. It's a card game in Japan, and it spanned over multi universes. It spans from the original Dragon Ball universe, Dragon Ball Z universe, GT, Super, the video game, everything. So Super is Heroes is a card game where this kid goes to a card machine and he gets transported into the game when he can live the stories. They're missions. They're called missions. I'll give you the later. I'll give you the thing so you can see it. So like in each mission they have where they you have the GT Goku where he can go Super Saiyan 4 and he's a kid and you can relive through that stuff and see a lot of these characters. Like if you go back where you see Goku and that girl and that tall dude, the tall dude is from Super Dragon Ball Heroes. He's like a villain that turns good later on.
Is that the blue gentleman with like kind of the shaggy hair? Is that what you're speaking about? Okay. Because I'm not familiar with basically anything past Dragon Ball Z. I'm not really familiar with it all. GT, Super, don't know.
So I do want to see this. I like the style. Okay. It looks really good. I did have a video showing the people that were behind this, and it's some of the people that worked on GT, some of the people that work on Z, some that worked on the original Dragon Ball, Toriyama was hands on deck. R.I.P. to the great one.
Mm-hmm.
And from here on out, if people are worried on how Dragon
Don't
Ball
worry about this
content,
one.
his son is still at the head.
Yes,
He is
that's
still
a big
in
deal.
Yeah.
control. They have to go through him. And trust me,
Yeah.
they will not put woke shit in this.
Right.
The only time woke stuff will be put in here is when they translate
If it's in
it to
America.
Yeah. And in lieu of Isaac, I will say, much like Akira Toriyama's son is basically in charge of his father's legacy, it's very similar to the way Christopher Tolkien was in charge of his father's legacy, J.R.R. Tolkien's legacy in regards to Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And now, do you guys? Two questions I wanted to ask. One, I wanted to ask if any of the original voice actors, whether for Dragon Ball Z, Super, GT, are going to be a part of this. And two, is this a movie or is this a series?
It's a series.
It's going to be a series.
Okay, it's going to be a series, and there are going to be original voice actors here.
The original voice actress for Goku and Kid Goku and Adult Goku, I can't remember her name. She is returning as Goku. She said she'll play Goku until they carry her out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess same with the Pikachu voice actress.
Yeah.
She's been voicing Pikachu since what, 1990?
Yeah,
it's 93, something like that.
Yeah, like when it comes to when Dragon Ball Daima comes into the dub, most likely Sean Schimmel and Christopher Sabbath are gonna be reprising their roles. Like they automatically get the roles or whatever.
Well,
right.
I think they'll get like another actor to do the kid versions of all these. But
yeah,
I want to see it.
Was there ever a kid Vegeta, for instance? So
no.
do they even have so they wouldn't even have a voice actor too.
Yeah, so Christopher Sabbath will lower down his voice as a little kid to like make a baby sort of Vegeta. Or they'll use actually it'll be like Master Roshi's voice actor. He'll like do like a kid Vegeta type of voice too or whatever for the English dub. I can't think of his name. And hopefully maybe they can Stephanie Young can like not Stephanie Young, dang, can't think of her name, but like old girl that did Gohan's voice and Kid Goku's voice in Dragon Ball can probably reprise her role as Kid Goku or whatever.
Kid Gohan.
Yeah, so they'll be able to do it. Like the thing is, even with the English dub, they don't do woke things in there because they know that Dragon Ball fans are really passionate about their stuff or whatever, and like if there's any a hint of that, they will Dragon Ball fans are crazy, man. Like
I'll just say this much. I'll say this much. Dragon Ball Z, any of the Dragon Ball series, the greatest anime series of all time. One Piece is mid. Everything else is mid compared to Dragon Ball. Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro.
Oh boy.
I mean, our co-host Kreese is here, and his co-host in a show that they do together,
Kreese can agree with me.
Killing Saturdays with Anime.
Okay, so listen.
Please go ahead, Westward. If you have comments, throw them up. I'll highlight them for you.
I'll just say this, like story, like if we're just talking about story wise, I will give it to One Piece. But if we're just talking about popularity, like nobody's beating Dragon Ball. Like, you know, I'm sorry, like Dragon Ball, like no matter what, everybody knows who Goku is. Like it don't matter, bro. Like when my grandma was still alive, she knew who Goku was when I was little, bro. Like
okay, so I'm gonna say this much to Westward. If you go to anime conventions, 98% of everybody are dressed as a Dragon Ball character. Just saying. Just saying.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And Westward, especially
that's a good statement right there.
Oh yeah, especially for the West, like the US or the English speaking market, Dragon Ball Z walks that every anime
like
including
Dragon
animes
Ball
that
Z
were released beforehand started to run.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, and Sailor Moon were like the ones that like put it down for the West or whatever that like started that
And
thing.
you gotta
And
remember, if it wasn't for Astro Boy and Speed Racer come to America in the late 50s,
yeah,
I mean the late 60s,
Yeah.
early 70s.
You old motherfucker! I swear.
I
mean, you're right, but
well, I had to say this much. Dragon Ball Z.
I didn't know
You
that.
can if you look at it, like there's compilation channels that has people dressing up at cons.
Mhm.
At least 80 to 90% are Dragon Ball characters, hands down.
Either that, you're either gonna either see a lot of Dragon Ball cosplays, or you're gonna see a lot of Dragon Ball Z shorts, man, shirts, T-shirts, like
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
And they're wearing like the either real or kind of like faux top of his gi, like Goku's gi,
Yeah.
the orange with the blue. Yeah, I know it's a very popular one also.
And also, if everybody has forgotten, on a certain day, there will be a celebration of Toriyama's life once again in the Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball video game universe, where everybody's going to get into certain areas and they're going to do the Spirit Bomb in tribute to Toriyama. They did it right after his death. They've already got it planned for this year. When the new game comes out in not too long, they will do it there. And you got to look at this. Out of all the animes, there's multi-faceted video games based on animes. The biggest anime selling video game are Dragon Ball games.
Oh yeah,
100%.
I remember. I think I was in either middle school or I just got into high school. Like Budokai 3 came out, and everybody I know that was in anime was playing Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3.
Pretty much.
Everybody was
got it right here.
There it is. There's Budokai 3.
My favorite. So I played all three of the original games. I love all three. The second one is a lot of people didn't like it because it's more like a chess type deal where you would go
I couldn't stand number 2. I hate number 2.
But at least you can actually, while you're playing the levels, you can find Dragon Balls and then summon Shenron at the end of your play to make wishes to get unlock stuff in the game. So
Budokai 3 is the GOAT though. Like that was like that one gave us Broly and Metal Cooler and all of them. So you know.
That game absolutely ruled Lunch Table Talk for months.
This was the game that like broke up friendships, man. They broke up friendships.
Oh, let me go further back than that. Back for PlayStation 1, when they had was it Ultimate Bout 22, and they had like a few others that was Japanese only.
The Japanese
America,
one, that one was dope.
We when we got them here, we had to take a little piece of tape or a little something that came with it to put in there to keep the lid open so it wouldn't burn our fucking games up. That's how loyal Dragon Ball fans are. That's the thing, Jake. That's a real thing.
Oh, you mean they were keeping it running because everybody needed to go before they can clock it down. I see.
So what happened was they was a little, because the Japanese discs were bigger than the ones we had in America.
Interesting. So
and
the
they
lid literally couldn't close, or the top lid.
So what was it could close. If you close, the disc would get too hot and would burn the eye on your fucking PlayStation.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But the good thing
they put in there that you would have to have like one of the very last ones, the real tiny PlayStation systems, the real tiny ones,
thin ones, the smaller ones, but big.
They would give you a little tab that would go in there that you would put on there, so it would make it like the disc thing was still open. You can close it down just low enough to where it would click open, but it could not close because it would burn your system up. Trust me, I've seen it happen.
I didn't know that.
But that was the beauty of the PlayStation 2, because when you had the PlayStation 2, it played all the Japanese games. Like they made sure they made that thing big enough to where you could import a game and you could still play your PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2.
Yeah,
so
I think, and this is just some gaming history for you guys. The PlayStation 2 was, as far as I'm aware, it was
still the most still units. Yeah,
that and I think because it came out before the Dreamcast, just ever so slightly, it was the first console released in the West that had native NTSC and PAL region compatibility.
Yeah, but you'd have
I know that was a big
adapter. You had to have the adapter.
Yeah, you had to have the adapter, but the console itself, you didn't have to import a PAL region PS2 to play PAL region games. It was built into all the consoles. It had the little switch in the back, and you just need the adapter.
Yeah.
And also
games,
so you know how it went from the big bulky to the thin, the minis, right?
Yeah,
the
thin
Mini.
one.
Then they integrated into that, and also integrated to where technically if you think about it, it is the first online system, not by much to Dreamcast, maybe
not by
right?
much, but yes. I mean, PlayStation 2 was a big thing. Yeah. And I think I was just real quick before we move on to the next trailer. I was watching a show on YouTube from a couple of guys that I watched, I think it was last week or the week before. And they were adamant about how Xbox Live was, a big deal because it really brought multiplayer to the online multiplayer to the masses, which is true. But one of them stated that the PlayStation 2 had online multiplayer, which it did. The other one, however, was adamant that it did not. And they both eventually agreed that it did not. And I was like, that's incorrect, because another thing that I remember is when SOCOM and SOCOM 2 came out on the PS2, and there were those massive multiplayer games, Metal Gear Solid 3, those were, there was online multiplayer for the PS2. I mean, again, as far as modern military shooters, people go to Call of Duty, Call of Duty United Offensive, or COD 2, or Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. SOCOM, man, when SOCOM on the PlayStation 2, people played the tits off that. And they played a multiplayer online. It was great.
Splinter Cell, the last
Splinter Cell did have that.
Yeah,
Chaos Theory.
Yep,
had it. They had where you could either be a Sam Fisher X character, or you could be one of the mercenaries, which is first person view. Yeah.
And it was the second version of Snake Eater that had the multiplayer, which I played it. I loved it. And you guys also think it was also the first game to have DLC that you could download the skin.
That's true.
The camos for the game.
DLC game. If you connected online, you could connect to the Konami service. You can download new camos and skins. And MGS3, the base game Westward, did not have multiplayer. But if you played the re-release, if you played Twin Snakes, that did. Twin Snakes had multiplayer. But speaking of games, let's
go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and go to the
after this next trailer, I've got a review of a beta I want to talk about.
Okay. So let's quickly look at a trailer now. I think this is for the first time on Trailer Trash. We're going to be showing a trailer for something that is not a show or movie. We're going to be showing a trailer for a game. Now, this is called Green Hawk Platoon, and I think it was even on. I think it might have been Xbox Live Arcade. There was literally Army Men. It was something like that. It was a game where you played as those green and brown Army Men.
Something. It's Backyard something.
Backyard Battle or Backyard War or whatever. But you played as Green Army Men, and the battlefields, if you will, were like playgrounds and sandboxes and inside a kid's room and stuff. And this is kind of like that. It's kind of like that. So let's see what this has to offer. We can absolutely listen to this. This isn't going to be a problem at all. It's a little over 2 minutes. Let's see what we got. 5, 4, 3, 2, and go.
What's Listen up. Our mission is to secure this region so our primary force can safely move in. Occupy the command points and hold out for additional reinforcements.
Yes, sir.
Be careful in there.
Follow me if you want to live.
I'm on over.
I like games
Stick
like
me on the
this.
sidelines, will ya? Stick me on the front lines. I don't care.
Hold on to your butts. Someone kicked Corn Boy for making a reference off to it.
Throwing frag. Copy that.
Sounds like a plan, Sam.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Enemy aircraft. Hit the dirt. Hope they've got insurance. Whoops. That was easy.
It's about time.
I'd like to play this. I'd like to play this.
Yeah, I'm saying. I'm always looking for fun first person and third person shooters like this.
First person shooter.
I know the one that came out maybe a decade and a half ago on Xbox Live. It was
You can run.
it was third person, and it was fun. It was fun. If it's anything like if this is anything like that, I'm genuinely interested.
Let's throw some ice cream party to celebrate.
Green Hawk Platoon. Check this out. There is no release date. I don't even think there's a proposed release date. I think it's just TBD. But you can get it on Epic. You can get it on Steam. I don't know if they've announced any consoles, but
no.
Green Hawk
I
Platoon.
just seen it. I just seen like this the other day. And I'm like, oh, we gotta watch this. I like it. I love to play this.
Okay. Before Phantom, you or I go, Kreese, I know you're not a big gamer, but do you have any opinions? Any
I
thoughts?
have no opinions. I'm gonna let you guys cook.
Okay. I don't have much to cook. This is going to be a quick microwave meal, like a hot pocket. But yeah, like I was saying over the trailer, there was an Army Men game. I think Westford brought it up. There was an Army Men game on the N64, and there was an Army Men game. I think Phantom said the name of it on Xbox 360 on Xbox Live, and I think it was even 32 versus 32, so 64 players, which was significant for a game of that scale because I think it was only $15 or so. If Nerdy Neo was here, he'd know what year, he'd know if it was Xbox Live Arcade only, he would know all that stuff. Shout out to my friend Nerdy Neo. But if this is anything like those, I would like to think that it would be plus 10, 15 years or so of advancement, more classes, more maps. The gameplay would be nice and tight, things like that. I'm looking forward to it. And before Phantom, you go off on something that you've been playing, why don't you lead into it by talking about this?
So I played those games in the past, and I love the little because I mean, come on, they're like the style of the army soldiers from Toy Story, and I played with those little army guys as a kid. I think we all have, and so I saw this, and I'm like, oh, we gotta watch it. It's I love games like this, and I believe it will be fun. It'll be a fun game to play. It really will be a fun game. And
absolutely.
So,
real quick, Cornboy brings up he thinks his first PC game on his IBM 386 was done by Microprose. This is the same Microprose. I did look it up. This is the same Microprose. I was genuinely surprised when I saw the name. That's why I looked it up, because I didn't think they still existed. But yes, that is them. That is them. So Phantom, go off, King.
All right. So I've been playing the beta for Black Ops 6. Now I'm going to get the pros to it. Then we'll get the cons. The game looks great. The gameplay looks great. Aiming down sights, flawless to a point. I haven't played with no snipers yet because I haven't unlocked them yet. I like the maps. The maps are way better.
Mm-hmm.
The things I don't like about it, I don't like the moving mechanics. I just
Why?
don't. Okay, so one, I don't know if this is a glitch. I don't know if they're gonna fix this. I don't know if it's whatever. You can start running if anybody's an old school Call of Duty player, you know that there is a stamina in the game to where you start running
It's about 5
and
to 6
you will
seconds.
and you will have to slow down and walk. Well, run but not at high speeds.
Yeah.
This in this beta, you can click the run and you will continuously run until you click it again.
Which gets rid of a perk that's been around since Call of Duty 2, Extreme Conditioning, which doubled the amount of time that you could sprint and have the amount of time you need to recover. So that's gone now.
I'm okay with the diving, except for when you dive off of something, you're supposed to make a turn. You can turn to where you can land on your back. In the training area in the beta, you have to do that, and I'm like, I can't figure it out. So
Okay.
I've been going in there and just playing it like a regular Call of Duty. I'm doing pretty good. Kill death is better than I thought it would be. And a lot of the people that are doing dolphin dives and doing these retarded, left and right, jumps and shooting people, they're going to learn pretty quickly that you're not going to be able to do that with a lot of people because you will get. I mean, dude, I got 25 kills in one match just sitting in one spot, and these morons jumping left and right trying to shoot people.
Because although you might be able to change your orientation when dolphin diving, you're still moving in a parabolic arc that is and as an opposing player, you only have to witness it from a number of angles a couple of different times before you have it down, and you can easily follow your crosshair as they're diving, and that's
especially these motherfuckers
to kill someone.
And these motherfuckers are doing it they go to the same spot doing it. They're just they're fucking retarded. And so the beta so far, I'm gonna give. So I played a lot. There's only like one Call of Duty I haven't played, and that's Vanguard. I didn't play Vanguard because I played Infinity, which it's Halo, and for me the beta, I don't like playing betas, and this is why, because I'll get mad at it. But I am going to play Black Ops 6 when it comes out. It's going to be free on Game Pass, so I wanted to pay a damn thing for it. Yeah, if I want to spend any money, it will be for Battle Pass, which I really don't care. You can get whatever, it's cosmetic. So I give the beta a good 6 out of 10. I think the gun mechanics are good. I think aiming down sights is good. The recoil is good. The modifications to the guns are good. I think my big issue.
Gunsmith is good.
I think my big issue is the movement, and I hope they fix the. I don't know if it's a glitch, but if it is, I hope they fix the running mechanics, because I was in a game, first game I played, I didn't realize that you continuously run, and I got killed a lot, and that kind of it pissed me off. I stopped playing, went back the next day, and it is what it is. But I give it a 6 out of 10. I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
So real quick, so we can get Kreese to join us again. Westward says that as someone who hasn't played COD in 10 years, he thinks it will get him back. Do you think, for somebody who used to play COD a lot and then it's taken, let's say, a decade break, do you think that Black Ops 6, Block 6 is do you think it's good enough that someone who's taken an extended break would come back to it and really enjoy it, really get back to the swing of it? Do you think it's that good?
So I haven't played Call of Duty since the game before. It was World at War. And World at War was a decent Call of Duty game.
Oh, I love World at War.
Love World at War. So we do know that 6 is a continuation of 2. So we do know that.
Yes.
Um,
Continuation of the Black Ops storyline.
So I can't answer that now. I have to wait to play the campaign because the campaign is what I want to play. Because I'll play the campaign before even dip my toes into the waters of multiplayer. Because I want to learn the mechanics of the game. I've always done that.
Okay.
I believe that I don't know how many people are playing the beta at this time. I know the first few hours I couldn't get into a game. I like it over X Defiant. X Defiant was dog shit. Hands down, it's dog shit. I stopped playing. I stopped playing Fortnite for this. I'd rather play the Call of Duty than Fortnite now. We do know that they're bringing back where you can film your stuff, edit it, and you can put it places.
Good.
We're getting that. We're getting that again. Thank goodness. I just say just give it a shot. If you got Game Pass, hey, it's free. You don't have to pay for it. That's all I can say.
Okay. So, Kreese, while I fix my camera, do you want to tee up our last bits of pop culture?
Let's get the pop culture segment started. So, our one of our young bass actresses, Jenna Ortega, has literally basically said that she doesn't want to be in reboots or whatever. She wants to be her own person or whatever. And shout out to Yellow Flash on some of his video. He kind of goes in depth. Yeah.
I'm sorry for interrupting you, Kreese. We're just going to play this muted. You guys, we're just going to use this visual aid as Kreese and Phantom and I talk about it. Be right back.
Yeah. So basically, Jenna Ortega was there. She was promoting her new movie Beetlejuice. Basically Beetlejuice 2.
Which tomorrow there will be a review by Kreese on the channel sometime tomorrow.
Look forward to
it. I mean, just a quick run down with Beetlejuice. If you're a Tim Burton fan, this movie's for you, however. But as far as it being a movie, it's kind of all over the place. So I'm just forewarned. And the question is it woke? Yes and no. So, but for the most part, just getting back to this or whatever, the Jamie Bond thing, Jenna Ortega, from what I've seen, she's a smart individual. She loves her fans. Every time when you see her, she's always talking to her fans, uplifting the fandom, encouraging everybody to come see her stuff. She doesn't really get too political or anything like that. And she's been extremely base. And really, with this comment, she said they asked her if she wanted to, since her and Tim Burton have been really cool, would you want to do a Edward Scissorhands with a female instead, a female version of Edward Scissorhands? And she just replied back saying that's a good gesture, but if you're asking me how I actually feel, me personally, I think women should have their own franchises, have their own franchise characters. And because I don't want to do Jamie Bond or Edwarda Scissorhands or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that's just, and once again, I guess by them standards, she's considered a pick-me girl now because, she said something taboo that the fellowship's been saying for a long time. We're not against women or anybody that's a minority. We're just saying, how about some new storytelling? But,
So
how do you guys feel about that?
I wanted to say, I'm sorry, Phantom. Go ahead.
Good. So what I want to say is that, if it comes to a female James Bond, right? See, now a lot of things, for me, I don't want to see it. Now, if they would have like cast an Asian man or a black man, I don't think I have a problem with it because James Bond is a code name. It's a title. If you ever look the James Bonds that from Sean Connery all the way up to Daniel Craig are not the same Bond. They're different Bonds because even in on Her Majesty's Secret Service, the dude that played James Bond said this didn't happen to the other guy. So James Bond and the code 007 is a code. It's a rank. It's a code name.
Right. There's in one of the movies, the new James Bond. I'm not sure which one it is, and I'm not sure which movie. But in the very beginning of that movie, he goes to visit the widow and the gravesite of James Bond. There's James Bond on the headstone. There's the previous Bond buried there, and the widow of that James Bond is there. And James Bond goes to visit James Bond. 007, the code word, the code name, James Bond. Yeah. They kind of messed that up in Skyfall a little bit, but whatever.
But so for me, it's like, when it comes to like reboots and rehashing out stuff, we've seen this with the sequels of Star Wars. Each movie, like the first one was, the Force Awakens was a retelling of A New Hope. The Return, the Last Jedi was Empire, and I don't see anything comparing the last one, Rise of Skywalker, to Return of the Jedi, and there might be. I just never seen it, but I feel her. I mean, if people are going to do any movies on reboots or why don't you just come up with new shit? Stop taking a franchise and butcher it. Now we know that Amazon is going to do a Masters of the Universe live action show.
Yes.
There's been talks on that. There's been talks on, live action Thundercats movie. To me, I like it because we've never seen them live action. That's fine. But when you take like, see, the reason why James Bond worked back then in the day is because they still had Ian Fleming's stories to run on.
Right.
They pretty much they still got some left.
I think there's only, regarding that fandom, I think there's only two books that have not been adapted. There's only 2 Ian Fleming Bond novels that have not been adapted into movies. And I think the Broccoli family, real name, that controls the licensing, I think they're part of it. Just JK brought up that Property of a Lady is one of them. But you'll remember that's why in the 90s GoldenEye came out. GoldenEye was the first Bond that was an original idea. That was Pierce Brosnan's first Bond.
It's a good movie.
And it was a good movie. It was so good that they brought that director back to launch Daniel Craig's Bond also. And Casino Royale just was incredible. Everybody loved Casino Royale.
Since we're speaking on Bond or whatever, like I was watching the Nooner the other day or whatever, and Gary and Chris Gore pulled up a clip or whatever, and like they of course there always got to be that one wokey in the crowd that has to ask the good old question. So can there ever be a gay James Bond?
Well,
and like and then no. Hold on, Phantom. Hold on. Let me finish. So the director said, like, well, okay, guys, let's just be adult about this. No, like he just basically just said, like, He said, "You're not getting your way with James Bond." Like,
and you know what? You got to respect the guy. That guy's obviously a father. He knows what it means to put his foot down and just say, "No, that's enough. The line is drawn here. I will have none of this. I will hear no more of this."
Well,
Phantom, if I may, real quick, before I kick it back to you. In opening this topic, Kreese said something that I want to touch on, which is in regards to what Jenna Ortega said. When Tim Burton gave the idea of doing like an Edwina Scissorhands, let's say, a female Edward Scissorhands. Kreese, you said that Jenna Ortega said something to the effect of, I appreciate the gesture, but I feel that female actors should have their own IPs,
franchises,
their own franchises, and I think that's very important. Something that that we say here, and generally people in the fellowship in the 199 say, is instead of, when we're all calm and cool-headed about it, instead of race swapping or gender swapping an already established character, why not just come up with a new idea? And that's something that people who oppose what we think disagree with vehemently, but very rarely, if ever, do they say the same thing. And Jenna Ortega, I think, is going against the grain of female actors, let's say, in saying that I believe that women, for instance, should have their own characters, have their own franchises, And I would think, or I would hope, rather, that by Jenna Ortega being the actress that she is, being in things that are popular, being someone who is pretty well liked by her fans, that if she's young enough, that if she really puts her foot down, really puts her foot down on this, and really continues with that, and really sticks to that over the next decade or so, there very well might be more of a move towards, instead of gender swapping already established characters, making new ones, coming up with new ideas. I'm very much with Jenna Ortega. This is something that we discuss all the time. Just make new characters. Make new characters.
Yeah.
That's all.
I was just gonna say this. Like when she was making Wednesday or whatever, like the TV show Wednesday, they try to make it like a love story or whatever, like the writers of Hollywood, and she literally fought to the nail and told them, like, no, I'm not doing it.
Gay. They wanted to make Wednesday gay, and she's like, you're not fucking, you're not gonna fucking do it.
It was like they wanted to make her they wanted to make her like basically bisexual, like gay or whatever, but like, she liked the boys and girls or whatever, and like have that type of triangle romance thing, and she just said, like, no, that's not the character, because she studied like Jake, when I mean she studied the character of Wednesday Addams, like for that Netflix that Netflix show or whatever, she studied it. She did the violin. I mean, the cello.
Ricci. She went to Christina Ricci and had her to teach her the walk, the mannerisms. She studied those live action versions of the Addams Family.
And the whole reason I even found out about this initially, the whole the writer's room and Jenna Ortega kind of butting heads over the Wednesday series, was because I was seeing articles come out of industry papers like the Hollywood Reporter and Insider talking about how Jenna Ortega was fighting back against the writers because they wanted to make Wednesday Addams like this weird, hopeless romantic, which she's not. Absolutely never has been. Not since the original comic strip, in none of the iterations of the television show, none of the movies. Absolutely not. It would be so antithetical to who Wednesday Addams is.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, Wednesday Addams she was an emo social. I mean, she literally was a bad day from being a mass murderer. You know,
Yeah.
I mean that
Oh, yeah.
family were that family were homicidal. You know,
Yeah.
In a kind way. In a kind
in
way.
a kind of way.
But-
I mean, if
but-
the Adams family lived next door to me, you think where would I be at? I'd be hanging out with them crazy motherfuckers. You know.
But on that, hold on, like on that, because she fought to the nail against those writers, her show was #1 in Netflix for damn near almost like half the year or whatever.
And a lot of the writers and producers wanted her fired. They wanted her fired because she's like, no, you're the actor. You recite the lines that we give you. And writers were like, they wanted her gone, when in fact they did the right thing. And as you pointed out, Kreese, Wednesday was a #1 show on Netflix for a while.
It actually outbeat Stranger Things.
At one point it beat Stranger Things for like a couple, like for the first 2 to 3 weeks or whatever, and then Stranger Things, of course, like got its spot back or whatever. But you know, it was still always in the top 5 because you know she did it. Like the thing was, Jenna Ortega did a cultural phenomenon with that dance or whatever, like at the prom or whatever. And I'm like, because I wasn't planning on watching Wednesday. I wasn't gonna watch it. But you know, when you see this stupid dance like all through your TikTok, all through your YouTube, you're like, okay,
she made a meme, man.
It's okay, so this has to be so good. It was so good that my black behind actually bought the Blu-ray. Like, listen,
let me tell you
go.
another thing about her. Let me tell you, she loves her fans. When
She loves her fans, man.
When the fans showed up to the set, she was hiding behind the doors, and they opened up, and she snuck up behind her fans. She loves her fans. She wants to. She's like fans make the show. Fans make the show. Fans.
She gets it. She gets it.
Oh yeah.
She actually gets like, yo, I'm not crap without my fans. Like without you guys, I don't get to do any of the things that I do, which for some reason, people that are older than her lost their everlasting minds that thinking that they're special because they act. No, dude, you act. That's all you do. Like, you know, you're not doing anything special. You're not contributing to anything in life. You're an actor. Like, don't take it that seriously. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I actually got a Wednesday shirt. That's how much I liked it. Yeah. So,
oh my goodness.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, hey, she did, like, if I ever get to meet Jen Ortega, I'm just gonna tell her, like, yo, good job for fighting for your fans because she gets it. Like, I think she's seen the thing. Low key, so she's like 20 something years old. I wouldn't be surprised if she like watches Geeks and Gamers or like, you know, or she can't say it out loud, but like I wouldn't be surprised. Like, you know, like
she like a younger Gina Carano potentially.
Well, you also gotta look at this. That they got criticized because of the actors they had who played the Morticia and Gomez, but you guys got to remember something. We
can't remember. We're too young, but I know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
So, if you guys are just going off of the original late the 60s,
the 60s, but the original comic strip, Kreese, in the original comic strip, the way they portrayed Gomez and Morticia Adams,
Mexican,
they're Latino.
Yeah, in the original comic strip, that's how they were portrayed. Like Gomez Adams, for instance, instead of being tall, dark, handsome,
his last name was Gomez.
He was fat and stumpy, and he wasn't a very good-looking fellow.
Yeah.
They actually kind of nailed the way Gomez and Morticia initially appeared in the comic strip in the Wednesday show.
Yeah,
I mean, I was thrown aback by it because my favorite Gomez is oh my goodness, I cannot think of the gentleman's name. He was the same guy. Raul Julia. Thank you. Yeah, Raul Julia was my favorite iteration of Gomez Adams from those two movies, and God rest him. So I was kind of taken back when I saw what Gomez looked like in the Wednesday series, but I at least was appreciative enough to understand that this is how they originally appeared in the original comic strip. So they weren't just whole cloth pulling something out of their ass and making it up. So I was like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. I don't have an opinion either way now.
And I have to say, Wednesday's better than the cartoon movie they did at Addams Family.
Yeah, the cartoon movie
Hands
was.
down. Yeah.
Cartoon movie was.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, I have to give her that much.
Mm-hmm.
She loves the fans. She has the brains. She has the beauty. She has the brains.
Yes.
And
she's got the strong will to stand up for her fans.
She doesn't back down, bro.
Character. Yeah, stand up for her fans, stand up for her character, and stand up for herself. And I think that's solid. She's young enough, and she's popular enough that she can speak her mind and stand her ground. And Hollywood execs are like,
and she's a woman of color, so they definitely can't go against that.
Shout out to John Astin.
Yeah, Astin. Just JK brought up John Astin being RA. Corn Boys bringing up
the first live action Gomez.
Yeah,
the first live action.
Yeah,
for the '60s sitcom, John Astin. I liked him as well. I really liked his personality. He wasn't as intimately romantic as Raul Julia was, but John Astin, I loved his charisma. His charisma was fantastic.
Well, I mean, his son Sean Ashton can suck a dick, but yeah, guys for Kamala, fuck off.
Well, since you said that, that could be the gateway to the next subject. And Phantom, I'm just gonna let you cook on this one.
Give me 1 second, folks. I gotta get ready for this.
I thought we were going to talk about the Power Rangers, but okay, we could go.
Okay, we can do that instead.
I'm going to cook on this too. Okay. So.
Well, we'll cook on both. Cook on both. Power Rangers first.
So these morons, these fucking morons, just released that Adam and Rocky, the guys that became Rocky became the red Power Ranger and Mighty Morphin, and Adam became the Black Ranger. The whole time they were gay lovers. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Oh, and shout out to my man Henry. Like, I was on his show last night. They did a tribute to the Green Ranger, Jason David Frank's his birthday. So if you guys like Power Ranger content or whatever on how most of the Power Ranger actors are, this is the guy right here, Henry. Resilience. Highly recommend him. He's really good, man. He's funny. And when you watch his videos, you're never gonna see the Power Rangers ever the same again.
And he the one that's been did those live streams calling out Austin St. John and
yeah.
We need hey dude, if you watch this.
Yeah. Henry, if you're watching, hit us up. Hit up Phantom. Hit up Kreese. Hit up myself. We'd love to have you on.
I'm in his Discord. I'll try to see if I can reach out to him and everything. See if he.
We got some Power Ranger talk, man. Power Ranger talk. I got some stuff to say on that shit.
Just a tiny bit behind the scenes, real quick. Just a tiny bit behind the scenes for those of you guys watching. We here at the For the Homies podcast, LLC, or whatever we're going to end up calling it. We like to delegate our tasks amongst ourselves, split it up so nobody has too much burden. When it comes to Kreese is somebody who is capable of networking with frickin' anybody. So when it comes to getting people onto the show, this is the man. This is the guy right here. This is who you want.
Yeah.
Who, me?
So,
yes, you. Yes, you nerd.
So getting back to this is pissing me the fuck off, right? I mean, fucking
Okay.
Adam
It
and
can. It's
Rocky
allowed to.
are
It's allowed to. I'm trying to see if I can
gay.
pause this. Yeah, here we go.
They're fucking gay now. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
See, Power Rangers did not go woke until the Cosmic Fury, the very last season, which they're about to reboot the whole fucking franchise.
Yep.
The franchise is dead.
And
it's dead.
And they're retelling not just like the most recent Power Rangers, whatever it would be, like season 24, 25, but like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, OG, in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Darkest Hour #1, a comic that literally just came out that is now post hoc rationalizing a relationship that apparently was taking place in a show that aired 30 years ago.
Well, listen to this, Jake.
What?
So Cosmic
I'm all
Fury.
ears.
So Cosmic Fury is supposed to be the bookend. It's the end of the series, right? But
yeah, it's supposed to end the whole thing. All done.
Come to find out, it finished the circle. So these Power Rangers and Cosmic Fury are supposed to be the first Power Rangers. They're the first Rangers that come to Earth. They're the first Rangers that introduce the morphing grid to Earth. All right. Their leader, Zeno, he's this black dude that's an alien. He's got these two little things that pops out of his head. Come to find out that he could be the origins of fucking Zordon. It is a fucking mess. It's a fucking mess.
Wait. They would be the origins of Zordon?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
See, I didn't even know any of that.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that's supposed to make sense.
So
do you have any idea, Kreese?
So they introduced these MacGuffin. They're called the Morphin Masters, and the Morphin Masters give them the abilities to morph. So they're the creators of the morphing grid.
So they finally gave the morphing grids like an actual story, because like for years like nobody could answer the morphing grid thing. So I guess
right. But isn't it always nice to have some sort of MacGuffin or concept in a show that's a little unexplained to keep the mystery? Much like how after
Jake,
the fact
at
the
this
Force
point,
was ruined kind of for a period of time by making it about midichlorians. Like it feels like this is kind of the same thing.
Dude, so
it is. It is. Yeah, so let me just say this.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. So basically now where the Power Ranger franchise is, and shout out to Clownfish TV, they reported this about like a year ago or whatever, like about the Power Ranger franchise is basically dead or whatever. Right. Hasbro is like the owner, the new owner of Hasbro already said that like if he was to take over Power Rangers, he already says like he's basically kind of getting rid of it, but also he wants to. He also, if he was to bring the show back, he wants to have a modern take on Power Rangers, and you already know what the modern take of Power Rangers means. Like it's gonna.
Jake, they already introduced lesbians in Power Rangers. The last season, there are two lesbian characters.
Okay, so Phantom, a couple lesbian characters, Kreese, a modern take. What I want to say real quick is, I for one never felt, going all the way back to Mighty Morphin, because that's one I remember the most. That's one I saw the most when I was a kid. The movie as well. I for one never in my wildest dreams ever thought that the Power Rangers were like conservative or to the right or not modern enough or not progressive enough. It was a team of, for all intents and purposes, superheroes made up of high school boys and high school girls. Like that's pretty modern and progressive, and I don't feel like there was ever anything socially about the show that was lagging behind the culture. So to have the head of Hasbro come out and say that if he were to bring Power Rangers back could be modern.
Mm-hmm.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And
Yep.
Well, see,
Kreese has something to show here. What are
one
these,
thing
Kreese? Show those off.
Got
There we
this
go.
right
Season
there.
1, Volume 1. Signed.
Yep.
Signed,
Yep.
too. By everybody. Look at this guy.
This one
I'll
right
tell you
here.
what, man. Kreese
So
has receipts for basically everything.
Yeah. So the one thing that they did do in the original
Check it.
series, in the Sentai, there's only one female member of the team back in the Sentai in Japan. So they did like usually the Yellow Ranger was a female. So
Right.
so like later on, they always had two females. Now there's a few seasons there's only one female, like a 3-man team. There was one female.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I watched Dino Fury and I watched Cosmic Fury. I was so angry that they ended up the Green Ranger in Cosmic Fury, her girlfriend becomes the Orange Cosmic Fury Ranger.
Wait, Orange?
So
I saw Wayfarer brought up that there was the birth of the Purple Ranger, which Orange Ranger.
So the Purple Ranger is in Dino Charge, which that was a character that was originally started as male, but ended up the female got the powers later on because the male couldn't do it anymore because he was old. So in this one,
so that was an age thing.
Yeah. So Cosmic Fury was brand new. They created the costumes. The costumes was god awful. The morphing sequence was god awful. They used.
Did they not take the Super Sentai costumes? Did they make brand new ones?
Nope.
Brand new ones. Now they did use some footage.
Why? Why, Saban? Why?
They used.
Well, Saban doesn't own it anymore.
No, he doesn't own it anymore.
Did he own it then when they were doing Cosmic? No. Okay, excuse me.
It's Hasbro. Hasbro bought that shit from on Netflix.
I thought it was only Hasbro quite recently.
No. So Hasbro took over when they went to Netflix and they did Beast Morphers, which Beast Morphers wasn't the best. It actually ties into RPM because the big bad of the series is Vengeance, but he's in a different form. So Beast Morphers was technically a continuation of RPM, which I think that was cool. They brought back an old villain, they changed him up, and they tied the two series together. I had no issues with Beast Morphers. Dino Fury, I had a problem.
Yeah.
The first season was great. I liked it. I had hardly any issues with it. I think the pacing was kind of wonky.
Well,
Cosmic Fury, I was pissed.
Just going back to the main thing of this subject is like, dude, you're putting something that's not canon into to make it canon just to satisfy your own perverted needs or whatever. Like
it's like
the fact as well.
And to be fair, there are a lot of people in the Power Rangers community that don't care about it, and they have every right to not care about it. So like all I ask is like for people that do care about it, I ask not to be called a name of being homophobic and everything. It's just that you changed the character out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
Yes.
But it's my issue is I don't really give a fuck, but this is a product towards children.
Yes.
Power Rangers is for kids. Now adults do love Power Rangers to grow up.
And some adults hate it when you say that, but it's true, player. It's a kid show and everything.
much like people hate it when you say that Star Wars is kids' movies. Well, that's inherently what George Lucas was doing the entire time. There were movies for kids. Yes, adults like it. And just like any good kids property, you watch it first as a kid when it comes out, and you're a lifelong fan. That's how you know it's good. I don't see a problem with that. As just long as us as adults kind of accept it. if you will. But I understand that there are certain franchises that utilize that as a cudgel, that whenever there are complaints from lifelong fans who have been fans since they were kids, they come out and say, well, it's a series for children, so you don't have a voice in this. That I disagree with.
Yeah. Because another thing, like, and this is the main problem with Hasbro or whatever, is like, and this is a little bit on the Power Rangers fans too, it's because like there's not a supply and demand for Power Rangers. It's a big fan basis, but it's not big enough like a DC, Marvel, or like, you know, how can I say it? Star Wars, like
There's
things
not
of
tens
anime
of
or whatever.
millions of people out there demanding it, hungry for it.
Yeah, they're not hungry for it. So, and like I was watching Henry's podcast with some other YouTubers that are like that know more Power Ranger knowledge more than me or whatever. So you know, go to them and like they'll explain a little bit better than me. But for what I was listening to, like the franchise, Hasbro is really only focusing on G.I. Joe and Transformers because that's where the money's at. Now it's up to the Power Ranger fans to say like, hey, we have money. We want to give you guys our money. Like, give us something new, and we're gonna watch it or whatever. But like the last couple of years, the Power Ranger fandom has been going down, 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 down to where like, you know, there's not like if you're a businessman, hey, I got to pull out of Power Rangers. This is losing money or whatever. So, you know, it's like, and it's sad or whatever, because I like Power Rangers. Phantom likes Power Rangers. Jake, I think you like Power Rangers or whatever. And you will want it for your kids to watch or whatever. But, you know, if the fans are not fighting for it, then
why should we care? Why should we care?
Yeah. And then all we have is all that remains. All we have is what was, you know, because if there's not enough money in it, if the fans aren't hungry for it, if they're not, like Kreese is saying, hey, we have money, we'll buy it, we want it, then there's not going to be anything new, which is unfortunate.
Because my thing was this: it's like the Power Rangers movie or whatever that came out in 2017. That movie was a disaster, bro. Like it was a disaster.
And
it's like
I liked it. I'll be honest with you. I watched the movie. I have it on Blu-ray. I liked the movie for what it was. My thing is that Power Rangers is dead. I'm sorry.
It is.
It's dead.
It is.
And when that last episode of Cosmic Fury aired and I got to watch it, I was like, it's gone. You know, you're not gonna see me do a petition to bring people back. You're not gonna see me do that bullshit. Shout out somebody.
That stuff is kind of pitiful.
At this point.
Oh my goodness!
If you're gonna reboot the series, do it for the fans. Don't do it for the fucking DEI ego bullshit.
No.
Yeah.
The DEI ego bullshit. People aren't fans. They don't have money.
Also, like when you lose the face of Power Rangers, aka JDF, the one that played Tommy Oliver when he passed away. That like to me, that's when the franchise actually died. Like it was already dead. And then when you lose the face or whatever, because no offense to everybody that's on the Power Rangers past and present, but we already knew who was the guy. We already knew who people was coming to the conventions for it. Like he was the face or whatever.
And don't forget that the reason why he declined ever to come back. He was done. He was done after he was.
They called him a helmet head.
They fucked him over. They fucked him over after Ninja Steel. After that reunion with the other ones, they fucked him over, and he did.
They called him names.
He did the movie The White Dragon, which hasn't come out yet. Now we've heard rumors, we've heard stories that his daughter, if they come back and do Power Rangers, she could come back and play as as the female Green Ranger, I'm fine with that. She could be
I'm
Tommy.
with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
She could be Tommy Oliver. I'll be fine
Right.
with that.
And I'm with that too because both of them stated that like Jason David Frank raised her on it, like taught her moves, had her train with him and things like that. Like she knows.
Yeah, she actually knows how to fight. She knows how to fight.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't look like she. It doesn't look like she can, but like I seen the footage, man. She can freaking throw down, bro. Like she's her. Like I even got to meet her. Like, and she is just like her dad, man. She is just like, you know, down to earth. Oh, like loves her fans or whatever. Like she literally, hold on, she gave me this picture for free. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
Well, we can move over. While you getting your picture, we go ahead and talk about the what could have been with Dr. Doom. What could have been?
Okay.
She gave me this picture for free.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's bring you out here.
Yeah, she gave me this picture for free.
Oh wow!
Yes,
that's such.
Because I just only wanted a photograph with her, and she said like, "No, I got to give you an autograph. I got to give you an autograph or whatever." Like, hold on, stay right here.
Hey, this is the man. He got to meet JDM. He got to meet him. He got to meet the man, the legend.
And that's a beautiful photograph too. Him holding his wife and his daughter, kiss their hands.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful photo.
I was like, man.
Even though his wife was a cheating bitch, but no, I can't. I digress.
Yeah. Anyways, you wanted to speak on this. You wanted to speak on this, huh?
This
final subject.
This would have been a better choice than Robert fucking Downey Jr. to play Dr. Doom. I would have rather.
He's still mad about it.
I hate it.
Yeah, he is.
Have you seen people? There are people that hate this about Robert Downey Jr.
I know.
Not only me.
Yeah.
There's a lot more people that fucking hate that.
I know. And I agree that as someone who really has no stake in the game, I agree that Mads Mikkelsen absolutely would have knocked it out of the park as Dr. Doom. He would have been fantastic.
He's got the voice. You put him in the mask and let him talk, he'd be Dr. Doom. Hands down. Dr. Doom.
Oh yeah. And he can easily that was for you, Chris. You're welcome.
Yeah, I know. I always wear pants.
and Mads Mikkelsen, I'll tell you what, he certainly looks like and sounds like he could play some type of vague aristocracy from some Eastern European country. That too.
Well, look at his role in Doctor Strange. He's basically Dr. Doom and Doctor Strange.
Oh, he was. You know what? You make a really good point that his character, like his in costume character, if you will, that was pretty Dr. Doomy. It's pretty Dr. Doom.
And so when I said a few weeks ago that this Dr. Doom is a variant of Tony Stark. What it came out not too long ago, it is a variant of Tony Stark if Tony Stark never went into the cave.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's not good. I don't know, man. This is I don't know what to think.
Every fucking thing that you've seen Tony Stark do, from the multiple bots in Age of Ultron, which you look at them, those are Doom bots. Dr. Doom created his own army of robots like Tony Stark fucking did. So he's a variant of Tony Stark. Fuck off. Fuck off.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know, man. Like the MCU is in a weird thing, and I was talking to some of my friends from the Kings of Pop Culture. Shout out to my brothers over on that side right there of the internet. I was saying like this, like if Kevin Feige, if the rumors are true, if Kevin Feige did get rid of everybody in that is quote unquote woke or whatever, and then then good on Kevin Feige. I'll be the first one to tell you. But like, them bringing back RDJ is a desperate move. Like, and then bringing back the Russo brothers is a desperate move. I'm still in the in-between camp. I know, like, oh, you got to pick a side. But, like, right now, I'm in the in-between camp. Like, I really can't necessarily pick a side on if I like RDJ in the MCU or not or whatever. But I think they should have went with this guy for Dr. Doom or whatever. Like, he has the look or whatever. I'm assuming he can, like, do the accent pretty good for a Dr. Doom.
He's Norwegian.
Yeah,
so
he can definitely do it.
Because see, the thing you gotta remember, everybody, Dr. Doom he's the leader of Latveria.
Yeah,
and that's a European fucking country. He has a fucking accent.
Yeah, it's supposed to be vaguely Eastern European. Yeah, he would have been great, and I highly doubt that it was a monetary thing. Like, mainly because Robert Downey Jr. What, $100 million for 2 movies? That was the contract.
He was done.
No, it's 80 million.
80 million each.
Each movie.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You gotta remember, guys. Robert Downey
definitely
Jr.
wasn't a money thing.
Done. He was done after Endgame. He said
he was happy to be done as well. He
had 2 demands.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2 demands, like, because they said Kevin Feige was begging him to come back. They were saying, like, we'll do anything. Okay, I only got 2 demands and some other things too, but 2 demands. One, I want 80 million each for both movies because I know they're going to be successful. And the only way I come back to do your 2 movies is if you have the Russo brothers. So you need to hire them back or whatever. That's the only way.
Remember, he wanted a private fucking thing.
Yeah, he wants a private jet too.
Private jet and private trailer.
And they gave it all to him. That's how bad they're down.
Literally, Kevin Feige dropped to his knees in front of Robert Downey Jr., opened his mouth and said, "I'll take it now, sir."
Okay, so wrapping this up, I feel like we can hit on one more thing on this. Westward brings up how he says it's a BS money grab to save the MCU. He doesn't think it will land and then it will flop. And he also says that RDJ will put the MCU in the poorhouse. First off, I didn't know it was 80 million per movie. I thought it was 80 million for both movies. I thought that was kind of 80 million per. That's double. That's a shit ton of money.
That's $160 million, man.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Plus a plane, plus who knows how big his trailer is going to be, et cetera, and so forth. That's a lot of freaking money.
And look at it this way.
And it's just one person.
And the script ain't even out, bro.
And the script ain't even out. And they're bringing back the Russo brothers, which means if RDJ, who they need, wants them, that means they can start to make demands for what their pay is going to be and things like that. Westward says it's going to put him in the poorhouse. RDJ is going to put him in the poorhouse. They're spending a lot of money. Do you guys think that they have enough confidence in Robert Downey Jr., in the Russo brothers, and in what they can write that this could end up putting them in the black? That this wouldn't be a loss?
And I'll on that. Hold on, fam. On that, and I promise I'll give it to you. Like, for all the people that are saying that they're gonna be a lot of cameos, I don't think that's gonna happen. I really don't think it's gonna happen because I mean, you could get other actors to come back as the cameo of their character, but like I don't think they're gonna,
like Chris Evans,
because of Robbie Downey Jr. or whatever. Like, I don't think they get the money that they want because I think they'll have enough money to bring back Chris Evans, and they might have enough money to bring back Chris Hemsworth or whatever. Like, bring back the original trilogy, but that's about it. I don't see anybody else, getting those big bucks or whatever. Like, you might make an appearance in the movie, but I don't think you're gonna get all the money that you think you're gonna get and the cameos you're gonna get.
Okay.
This is how they're gonna do it. They're gonna take the Deadpool Wolverine money, and they're gonna say, okay, look. They say, look at this. All right, we got RDJ. They'll go to everybody that left after Endgame. Be like, okay, we'll pay you this for this. We got to have you in this movie. We got to have you. Scarlett Johansson, we'll pay you. We'll pay you 100 times that we paid you before. Blah 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 blah. I will tell you
It would
something.
have to be significant.
I'll tell you this right now. Even though the movie's going to be terrible, it will make $1 billion. Why? They got RDJ back. It will make $1 billion. It will make $1 billion. It'll guarantee $1 billion. It'll be.
I don't think it makes $2 billion, but it'll make $1 billion.
It'll make $1 billion. It'll make $1 billion.
Okay.
Because if they got RDJ back, and if you guys seen the footage of Hall H when he took that mask off and everybody flipped the fuck out, they saw dollar signs. And my thing is, if they can bring back Hugh Jackman, who left the Wolverine role, for this, and they did it for RDJ, all the rest of them motherfuckers will be right in line, right behind him. Okay, I want this X amount, I want this X amount, and they will give it the money out of the money from Deadpool Wolverine.
I was going to say that's true that they would be lining up with their demands, but the problem is, will Disney / Marvel be how many of, let's say there's 10 people that line up, how many of those 10 can they get through before like we're at number 7?
This is how
we don't have any money.
This is how I feel. Like Phantom kind of changed my mind a little bit, but I think for like the legacy characters, like, you know, people like Tobey Maguire, he's gonna get paid. Andrew Garfield, he's most likely gonna get paid. He might have to do a wiggle room of it because, you know, he was the least Spider-Man. But to digress, he's gonna probably get paid. If they bring back Wesley Snipes, he's definitely gonna get paid because, you know, father of the Marvel universe or whatever he deserves.
Please bring. I got nothing against Mahershala Ali. I love him as an actor. Please bring back Wesley Snipes. Please do it.
Wesley Snipes coming back.
They're already talking about the Ryan Reynolds is pushing for a Blade 4.
And of course, if you got Ryan Reynolds, like if Ryan Reynolds wants to come back for like the Secret War on Battle World, like I think that will happen too. And then you still forgot about Tom Holland too. Yeah,
Tom Holland as well.
So you remember in Deadpool Wolverine, there's a scene where fucking Chris Hemsworth is holding Deadpool. Thor's holding Deadpool, and that's from Secret Wars. That's going to be in Secret Wars,
right?
So
and
I'm
both
telling
you
you
guys.
guys.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you guys right now. Mark my words. When people see they got RDJ back, they're gonna get They're gonna get Black Widow. They're gonna get Thor, Hawkeye. Everybody.
One more ride for the universe.
Okay.
And they will pay them whatever the fuck they want because this is the only way they think that they can save Marvel is bring back the people that people give a shit about.
Okay. Well, we have two very diverse opinions about this. Westward saying it's BS money grab and it's going to flop. Mark his words. You saying that it's going to land. They're going to bring the people back. It's going to make bank. Mark your words. Guess we'll see. We'll find out.
Hey, I haven't been wrong yet. I've called so many things, and I've been right every fucking time.
Make enough predictions, you'll eventually be right.
It's like, when I saw RDJ, it pissed me off, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is going to be $1 billion film. Because if they got him, you know damn well, everybody else that was part of phase 1 through phase 4 be like, okay, you got him back. These are my demands. I'll come back for X amount. I'll come back for this. I'll come back for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll know.
If your favorite character gets killed off by real quick, it's because they couldn't pay. They couldn't pay them enough. Like,
and basically, the cameo is 90 seconds. You know why?
I understand Westward. You're looking at the budget. I can see that too.
He's saying it would be a $1 billion budget, and
no, it wouldn't be $1 billion.
I wouldn't go that far.
He's saying between RDJ and the Russos and an actual production and other talent, it would have to be over $500 million. And then if they were to put Sony characters in it, there would obviously be the box office.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, the Sony characters.
And then that's when he's saying like it'd be. I assume that's.
Oh yeah, the lightness of Spider-Man.
But
or whatever.
the
the thing
split
is,
between
though,
Sony and Marvel, if they do that, it would have to be a big budget.
And if they put in the Incredible Hulk,
they would not
if they put in the Incredible Hulk, if they put in the Incredible Hulk, no, Universal. If the Incredible Hulk, if the Incredible Hulk comes into, like, Universal's gonna want their cut too. So you know.
See, that's the problem with that is there's no way in hell they'll do a $1 billion budget film because they know it would suck and it would fail. They wouldn't do that. That's
even $500 million, a $500 million budget. That is insanity.
Well,
I cannot see that happening. They'd have to make $1.5 billion, and Marvel movies have been on the low for too long. They don't have enough goodwill. There's no way it would make
this is my theory.
I would say the budget probably be between 300 to 400 million. But the thing is, though, you guys got to remember something. They just had $1 billion film, and they think they're back.
They think they're back. But Kreese, what are you gonna say?
Okay, so this is my thing. Like, and I agree with Phantom. Like, they just made $1 billion, so they're definitely going to use some of that money to get RDJ. Like, that's RDJ's paycheck right there.
A lot more back.
And then they're going to have a couple more crappy shows, but like, I think they're banking on maybe African American Captain America or whatever.
Right.
They're going to use whatever money that, like, I believe like the next couple of movies and TV shows, whatever money that they make for that's all going towards Secret Wars. Like, they're just taking anything. Like, okay, if we flop right here, then we're still this is all going towards Secret Wars or whatever, and like Doomsday. So
and just remember, Secret Wars, they will have a shit ton of cameos because in Secret Wars they're all together, their own battle world. They have,
and they're going to have 20 seconds.
Yep.
It's going to be 20-second cameos for every one of your favorite characters. I'm just letting you know. Like,
it would have to be. It would have to be. So I guess putting a bow on this topic. In order for this to succeed, well, first off, it's going to cost a hell of a lot of money. Mm-hmm. It's going to have to bring in a hell of a lot of money, and like Kreese said, basically whatever Marvel's output is, anything they get back in profit is going to have to go straight into Secret Wars. It's going to have to. That's the only way it's going to make any financial sense.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being one of the most expensive movies of all time.
Oh,
or whatever.
Certainly top 5.
It's like,
certainly.
It's like, I don't think nothing beats Avatar. I don't think nothing's going to beat Avatar or whatever. But this can be like, this could like be in the top 10 or top 5 or whatever. Like this movie right here. So, you know.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah. Okay, we can go ahead and do our recommendations.
Well, right before you. Now I know people are like thinking I'm stupid over this. I'm just saying that. Fuck you. When you see as this develops, we haven't heard the casting. We don't know the story yet of Doom, right? We just know Robert Downey Jr. is the first casting in this. You watch Doom, and you watch how it starts building up. And I highly recommend everybody go read Secret Wars. Because one of the biggest things that happens in Secret Wars, Spider-Man gets the symbiote. This is how they're gonna. This is how they're going to integrate that into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can watch the Spider-Man. You can watch the Spider-Man the animated series cartoon too. Like that, they do their world on Secret Wars too. Like if you want to just watch it like in a cartoon version or whatever, like you know. So. Yeah, I think
Marvel will get what they fucking want. They don't give a shit about the money. They've been bleeding money for years.
They don't care about the fans either.
They'll do everything in their fucking power to save this. They will pay to bring people back. They don't fucking care. They want this movie made. They will get what they want. Hands down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Recommendation time, boys. Kreese, what
Who
you
wants
got
to go
for us?
first?
Kreese, what
I
you got?
guess I'll go first.
Sure.
Ninja Scroll. The
Ninja Scroll, baby.
Ninja Scroll right here. The anniversary is going to be this month, so like September 15th. It's going to be shown in theaters. So like I believe that's like in the next week or whatever. Also September 18th, it's going to be shown in theaters. But overall, man, this movie right here, this got us into like this was the anime that like you had to watch by yourself. You couldn't watch this in the family room. Like we all know this. Like shout out to my man Westward. We talked about this on the KSW podcast or whatever. But yeah, this was the movie right here that you cannot show this in front of your mom and dad, like because your parents will just buy it for you because like, hey, cartoons, anime, Dragon Ball Z, and then when you watch the movie, let's just say like I'm not gonna be too graphic. There's a woman with a with a rock demon, and I'm gonna leave it right there. Like
Phantom, it's Kreese's recommendation. Yeah. Let's leave it. Let's not get too explicit with it.
I have it.
And
I've
then-
seen it. I know.
And as far as like the dub is cool or whatever. The dub is all right for you dub lovers, and of course the sub is good too or whatever for all you sub lovers. So yeah, go watch this movie. Make sure you watch it by yourself. Don't watch it with a significant other or whatever. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Unless your significant other is into that type of stuff too. So we don't judge.
If she likes anime titties, she'll like that movie. I'm just saying. Just saying. So Jay, what you got for us?
Yeah.
So for me, my music recommendation this week, earlier today, well, basically all through today, I was listening to a band of mine that I very much enjoy. They've gone through a lot of changes in their musical style. They started out very hard metal, very death metal, and they're kind of proggy nowadays, but they still have those nice harsh metal roots. Mastodon, and specifically their 2014 album "Once More Around the Sun." I was listening to that earlier today. Whole album's good, but the first 5 songs, anytime I listen to any one of them, I have to listen to all 5 of them. The first 5 songs of the album are great. I would highly recommend it. Again, Mastodon's the name of the band. Their 2014 album, Once More Around the Sun. If I had to choose a song off it, the title track, Once More Around the Sun, I think that's track 4. Give it a listen. I think you guys would enjoy it. Absolutely. Absolutely. What about you, Phantom?
My recommendation comes from probably one of the greatest companies ever, Full Moon Entertainment.
Oh,
and
boy.
I'm recommending Robot Wars.
Oh, let's go, baby. Let's go.
So, it's got
great
some
miniatures.
Really good, great miniatures. It's got the uncle to Chosen from Karate Kid 2. He's in this movie. He plays a bad guy. Go figure.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of my favorite Full Moon movies next to Subspecies and Puppet Master series. This is a one-off. Great fucking movie. Cheesy as hell. Good popcorn flick. You can show kids can watch this. It's a great movie. It's a very great movie. I highly recommend it. I really, truly do.
Very good. Very good.
And so before we say goodbye, I am letting you guys know I have worked on a new outro, so make sure to watch it. Let me know if you like it. Me and Jake are soon going to be working on a new intro for the show. And we're going to be working on new things here and there for our segments.
Mm-hmm.
we don't want to be like every other show on YouTube. So we're trying to make ourselves
Expand.
unique.
Yeah, exactly. We're trying to expand. We're trying to make
Yep.
ourselves unique. We're trying to come up with ideas that might not be revolutionary, but they're at the very least iterative and us. They're us. They fit
Unique to us.
Yeah.
Crease, Phantom, myself. They fit what we're doing here. They fit the For the Homies brand, if you will, and the sentiment that we do this for the homies. We do it for each other, us as homies. We do it for you guys, our homies. This, and we're working more towards that. We're building every week. Every week there's more. Every week we're adding more stuff. Every week there's new ideas, and there's no signs of slowing down, no signs of stopping. So look towards the Discord. It's the pinned comment. It's highlighted here on the screen. You can check the description. Of course, you can check the description for all of my links, all of Crease's links, all of Phantom's links. And thank you guys again for another Thursday evening spent with us. We really appreciate it.
So, Crease, what you got coming up, brother?
Oh, so definitely KSW is going to be happening this Saturday. We got some good anime stuff that for all you anime fans out there. It's going to be me, Sophie, and Westward, and we're going to be killing it that Saturday night. Tune in. It's going to be 9 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock. I think it's 6 o'clock for Westward's time. He's in Arizona time, or whatever. And like 10 o'clock Eastern for all you Eastern folks or whatever. But yeah, definitely check us out. And then of course we're gonna be doing another For the Homies show next week. So can't wait.
Absolutely.
So, Big Dog Jake, what you got going on, brother?
Well, what I have going on is obviously this Thursday's 9 o'clock Eastern For the Homies, because we do it for the homies around here. And on Mondays, I wasn't able to make it this past Monday. I did not have a prior engagement, but I did have something come up. The past number of days have been a little difficult for me, so please forgive me. But I did make it tonight, as I do my best to always make sure. But otherwise, Mondays, 9 o'clock Eastern on Alec Baldwin's Fingers channel, I'm a regular panelist on Off the Hip. And because of how busy I am currently and how busy I will be for the foreseeable future, at least through the rest of this year to the beginning of next year with getting married and emigrating to a new country, I am not really going to be planning any more things, any more guest spots or guest panelists or interviews and things like that. If I do, they will be sparse. They would be a little bit far away. So mainly just Thursday nights here for the homies, 9 p.m. Eastern. Monday nights, ABF's channel, Off the Hip, as a panelist there, 9 o'clock Eastern. Other than that, I'll be around. You can find me on Twitter, StrokeX, Beware Politics. You can find me on Instagram. You can shoot me a message over on Discord. We can talk about music. We can talk about politics. We can talk about video games. Love talking about that stuff. If you want to hire me for voice acting, if you want to hire me for writing, I'm always available. Again, I am quite busy, but if there's money involved, we can make some room. And as always, guys, be well, peace out, horns up, and rock on. And Creed's Phantom, it's been great putting 10 in the bag with you guys. I'm so proud of us. I'm glad that all you in the chat are here with us along for the ride. We thank you guys so very much.
And I'd like to say thank you for everybody to show. Thank you, Isaac, for picking us to be your first live stream to be on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Isaac.
We are working on, trying to get more people to come on. So keep an eye on that. So myself,
we've got some other future projects too coming down the line. We just can't talk about it right now.
Yeah, and also we're going to try to work out doing more videos on the channel. Not only the podcast, we're going to try to do a few more videos.
Yeah, some pre-recorded, maybe clip up some stuff from the show.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. So you guys keep an eye on that. All of the links are down below.
That's right.
Thank you, Westward. Everybody else that was in the chat tonight.
That's right.
And we will see you next week for the Homies podcast.
Like the stream,
new
nerds.
Intro, like the stream. New intro next week. So hope you guys enjoy it. Here is our new brand
Sweep
new
the leg.
outro. Later, guys.
We talking about the life we know. Lasting vibes, the good times flow. Homies gather, let the stories grow. Screaming loud, let the wisdom show.